Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Single Player Report podcast. I'm going to explain what's going to go on. Originally, I was going to uh, have both of these episodes because this is technically two episodes that I'm combining into one, which I'm going to have them separately. But then I was like, well, Comic Con's over, so I'm just going to combine because they're both talking about Comic Con, what happened at Comic Con and stuff. So I was just like, what if I just combine them both? Like, what's really stopping me from just combining them both? So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to combine both episodes, and I'm going to release them today. Try to get them uploaded and released today. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of a lot of stuff that happened at Comic Con, and we're just going to show them all into one video and release them today. So yeah, so but good. Good. Originally, I had plans to upload them a little bit later, yeah, but then I was like, well, why? Why? Even though, yeah, it'd probably be over like 3 to 4 hours long of a podcast. It'd probably be like my longest podcast. Yeah, probably not. I would say 3 hours long at minimum. Um, Maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, I was like, what? What's stopping me? What is stopping me from doing that? So I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to combine both episodes into one. This will be my longest podcast, but we're going to talk about some news that happened at Comic Con, and here it is. Welcome back to the Single Player Report podcast. I am your host, Jarvey Rocks, and today we're going to be talking about a good amount of things. I will say, probably halfway through this episode, if you're watching this in the video format, you will notice that my shirt will change because I'm recording this first half to talk about this first couple things, and then I will kind of see what other news happens for the rest of the week. But we got a couple stories, and I got one. We got one that is happening right now, because today, as recording this episode, it is the 7th, and not the 7th, it's the 24th of July, the 24th, 7/24/2026, and we got a news story. We got a news story that is big. That is big. Oh my gosh, look at me. I'm no longer in the screen, but now I am. Okay, here's the story. Here is the story that is big. Sony's Nightmare Month gets worse as PlayStation Network goes down, leaving fans unable to play digital games just weeks after killing disc controversies erupted. All services are experiencing issues. That's right. PlayStation Network is completely down. Now, we have no clue why it's down so far. Now, here's what I think the reason why it's down, and I don't know if IGN believes it too. Let's see what's the article say. Sony's PlayStation Network services have been offline for hours a day, leaving fans unable to play some digital games. Unsurprisingly, impacted users have been left pointing to the benefits of digital copy just weeks after Sony's bombshell announcement it will kill PS5 discs. PlayStation services began to disappear for some users around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, around the same time as an alert from Amazon Web Services that multiple AWS servers in the U.S. West 2 region were facing connectivity issues. Despite the problem being marked as resolved around an hour later, players report continued experiencing continued issues. That's a weird way to put that. In the hours since, and in countries outside the US too. The issue has hit PlayStation services. This is the open beta for Sony published and console exclusive Marvel Token Fighters was getting underway, with its developer subsequently acknowledging issues on PS5. As the time of writing, Sony's own service status page continues to show errors across every network service from playing and purchasing digital content, streaming games, content management services. So I assume, as long as you have games installed, I assume you're going to be able to play them. You just won't be able to access any of the PlayStation Network stuff. But if you want to play a new game, you just bought or something like a couple days ago, and you want to install that, you're not going to be able to today. As far as I know, it is 3 p.m. and I have not checked it to see if it's still down. I actually haven't checked it at all. You might have difficulty launching games, apps, or network features. Sony wrote on his okay. So we're gonna have difficulty launching games. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Sony wrote on his official status page with impacted platforms listed as including PS Vita, PS3, PS4, and PS5. We're working to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience. While outrage happens, the timing for this latest interruption of service could not be much worse, as well as impacting Marvel Token, a key title for Sony. The disruption comes as the firestorm of controversy over Sony's decision to kill discs is still very much aflame. This month has seen Sony continually slammed by PlayStation fans for its hugely unpopular decision to discontinue launching new PlayStation 5 games via physical discs from January 2028 onwards. Well, it says, yeah, PlayStation 5, but I assume by the time January 2028 comes around, PlayStation 5 games probably will not even really be made, and it'll mostly just be PS6 games. But they're stopping any physical discs completely, so yeah, that's true. Even older PS5 games won't get any more discs. A choice that has sparked a numerous petition, endless social media posts, and a stream of angry commentary in every trailer or live stream that the console maker now hosts. Only last night, Sony uploaded new footage of its promising-looking exclusive Wolverine through the YouTube comments. Other YouTube comments are full of further outrage at the disc situation. Analysis and even former Sony staff say the situation is highly unlikely to change, but regardless, fans are not letting this one go anytime soon. In a moment that highlights one of the pitfalls of gaming's all-digital future, as today only underlined its downsides further. We had ourselves a lovely PSN outage. We see wrote gaming accessibility service does it play which champions physical game media. Just one of the many things that can go wrong with an all digital future, and Sony's shaped to be careful what you wish for. And that is true. So far, I'm not seeing anyone bring up, like, could this be another, like, attack on PlayStation? Because, yeah, PlayStation has been down many times, and it's always because because their servers are not, great when it comes to, getting away from hackers and shit. PlayStation has always been hacked all the fucking time, and it doesn't seem like, they really learn from why. They never really fix their shit, because every 5 seconds someone is trying to hack PlayStation, and so their servers get fucking shit to all hell. Which this probably isn't one of them. This probably really is just some fuck up and it's over there. But this really makes you think, holy shit, this is really fucking over everything, because they already talked about how they're going to remove discs. And if PlayStation cannot get their shit together, like Steam, I've never really heard Steam ever really being down, ever. So far I've never really heard Steam. I know. Oh, we're gonna talk about digital shit, and I'm gonna kiss Valve's ass. Apparently, that's how it seems. But I think Steam is like the best of all these fucking digital services. Besides like GOG, but even then GOG's not great either. I don't know, GOG's pretty good. But I've never heard anything. Actually haven't heard anything about their customer service and stuff, so I don't even know if their customer service is good. Steam's customer service I only know is really good. But yeah, Steam I've never really heard have ever been fully down before. Maybe even if it has been down, it hasn't been down enough to where it's news story worthy. In the sense of how this is news story worthy, because this has been a good this post has happened. This was posted at 12:30 p.m. today, and it's been fucking up since 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So this thing has been messing up for a while, and you know what? I am going to do something. I am going to check how it is. I'm going to see if it's still down. So I'm going to turn on my PlayStation, and we're going to look together. So, okay, here we go. The Elgato is trying to find the servers to capture. Here we go. It's still down. Oh no, it's up. Okay, it's up. So it must have. I had some updates. Okay, so it's up. It's up and running. We're all good. It's up and running now, so they fixed it by now. That is good. That is good. So it must have just been like an actual, just a thing that just fucked up Sony. But the fact is that you weren't able to actually. It even says you might have difficulty launching games, and this might specifically is saying like games that you have installed. Because I'm gonna be honest, who the fuck really uses the streaming service? Like it says, yes, you're gonna have trouble streaming, but no one. People rather just download their games. And the only time I really ever stream games is to see how they are, just to test them out for a bit, see if I actually would like to play them. That's really it. That is honestly the only time. And I've never really used PlayStation streaming service unless it's a PS3 game. Xbox is the only one. If I had Game Pass, I would stream their games to test how they are, because Xbox's streaming service is actually really good. Like it's very fucking good compared to PlayStation's. PlayStation really, it's not bad. It's just not great. But Xbox's streaming is like really good. It was like really fucking good. But see, my when it comes to streaming, I'm gonna just go on a side tangent with streaming. I've never tried GeForce, and GeForce is probably amazing. But I tried Stadia, and Stadia for me is number one. It has always been number one. I know. Stadia, people hate Stadia and stuff. I have always been a defender of Stadia, and I was very sad when they shut it down. I say in a defender in the sense of as a good little side thing, like a good little okay, this is a good little side thing. Like I don't want it to be the main thing. I generally don't want it to be the main thing, but for what it is, I like it, and it's to give people who don't have the money to buy a console that option, or the money to buy like a really high power PC is the option. And what I liked about it was that I could buy the games and not having to, and I could play them as long as I want. I know GeForce has like a fucking time limit on how long you can play, you can stream games, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Um, and what Luna is just a service. What I liked about Stadia was that it was not a streaming service; it was a game platform. That's what I like about it. But I saw it as a good thing for like people who probably couldn't afford gaming PCs or consoles and shit. It's like this the other option. It wasn't perfect. No, it wasn't perfect. But to me, compared to any other streaming service that I've tried, it was the best. So, Stadia was really good. Xbox Game Pass streaming is fucking good as well. It's just as good. It's like on par. PlayStation streaming service, I mostly use that to play PS3 games, and it was hit and miss. It was good at sometimes. It was bad sometimes. Nintendo Switch is the lowest one because that never worked. I've tried streaming on Nintendo Switch multiple times, and only like 2, 3 games would fucking ever work. And even then, it was like a coin flip if they would work or where they wouldn't. While while um while like every other game on there was, yeah, no, wouldn't work at all. The ones that would work, like that would like be a coin flip, would be like on and off, is the Capcom games, specifically the Resident Evil games. Those are the ones I would get working better all the time. So any other game, because I think Capcom probably did their own streaming side. They did their own like streaming porting system, while the other ports were done by this other streaming company. I think Control, Hitman, Guardians of the Galaxy was all done by the same uh, streaming porting house, and they sucked. They were awful. And there were some indie games that had like streaming on it, and somehow like Control was bad, Guardians of the Galaxy was bad, Hitman was bad for me. The indie games were worse. Somehow they were worse. The best ones were Capcom, and even then they barely worked for me all the time. And it was so strange because I would like I couldn't play them on the Switch. I couldn't play these games on the Switch, but I know streaming was good for me because I was able to stream Stadia very well at that time. So I don't know, streaming on the Switch was awful. But at the end of the day, like I don't mind streaming as a thing as long as it's an option. Like I don't mind it as an option. If it's completely removing it, then fuck you. And I think downloading digital games is better than streaming digital games. But no matter what. But the fact that they're removing the option for discs is awful. I know I wanted to do that side. I had to do that side tangent because it was on my mind. I wanted to do the side tangent. But we're back to the main story. And the fact that PlayStation very much like wants to do an all digital future, but they can't get their services right. Fuck you, PlayStation. You are the kings of having someone fucking with your servers. Someone hacks your servers, you're fucking down for weeks. Someone fucks up something in like the like office or something, like someone fucks up the servers or something, you're down for a day or a couple days and shit. Like so far Steam, I've never heard anything bad about their servers being shut down. Xbox, I barely hear anything about their servers being shut down. Nintendo, I barely hear anything about their servers being shut down. PlayStation is the number one person I've ever always heard that networks have servers have been offline for hours. I have never fucking heard any others like console or anything. I have heard Xbox like once in a while gets their servers shut down. But it's more rare than PlayStation. PlayStation always has their servers shutting down in some form of fucking way. If it's being hacked or someone fucked up in the office, they always have their servers shut down. And the fact that they want to do an all digital service when they can't even fucking keep their servers in line is fucking silly. It's fucking funny. It's fucking awful. It's fucking sad. It's a mixture of everything. PlayStation, you're a bunch of fucking morons. Truly, truly are. And the fact that you want to do like an all digital future, but you can't keep your shit together is crazy. Is crazy. Like, come on, guys. Come on. PlayStation Direct. It's like the what's that? I don't know who PlayStation Direct is. Like, this is not a good look for you. This is not a good look for you, Sony. This is not a good look. And you guys have your servers shut down all the fucking time. It's fucking crazy at this point. It is truly crazy. Okay, the next story is this new movie coming out called Ebenezer. It's obviously another adaptation of a Christmas Carol, but this time, um, the guy that what was his line? He brought us Jack Sparrow. Edward Scissorhands, and what was it? What was the other one? And the Mad Hatter. Yes. Now he is going to be playing Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge. The Master of Misfits returns. Which is Scrooge really a misfit? I don't think so. I mean, this is like his big acting debut since the trial, right? I don't think Johnny Depp has been in any movies since then, since the trial. So I'm glad to see him back. I'm glad to see us back. It's good to be back, Johnny Depp. I think many will go see this movie, even if it's not good, just to see Johnny Depp back and the Johnny back on the screen. Hell yeah, I'm gonna go see this movie. I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a good adaptation of A Christmas Carol. I will say that because so far, Johnny Depp plays Ebenezer very more goofy in this whole trailer. He plays him more goofy. Somehow, Jim Carrey played him more straighter than Johnny Depp is in this portrayal. Like so far, he's much goofier, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's the best way for Ebenezer. I think Ebenezer works when he's very grumpy, very serious, very like just rude. Well, this Ebenezer, he's very kind of just goofy, and I'm fine with this version of the character. Like, I think it's fine. Like I don't think it's gonna ruin the. I don't think it's gonna ruin the story for me because at this point, the Christmas Carol has been adapted so many fucking times that it doesn't really matter at this point. It doesn't matter if this is just hard garbage. It's not gonna ruin anything because this story's been adapted so many times. It's just like okay, it just makes sense to do a new adaptation. I will say in the trailer, they say, this Christmas and the classic Christmas story, uh, told never before. Yeah, told like never before. Like that's what all of them say. Like, oh my gosh, this is a different version of the story. It's so different, and they make some minor changes here and there. This looks like it's doing a lot of different things, very much, than other stories. But I did see one line that I thought was strange. What was it? Here, I think it's this part. No, it must have been before that part. Oh my gosh, where is it? I guess it was that line. I swear there's another line that came before this. That's like a story, the story you don't know, or something like that. Maybe it was maybe it was the American trailer I watched because this is the UK YouTube version, so I'm not really sure. But and look, they're showing the ending where he's good and happy. Come on, guys, spoiling the movie. Now this says only in cinemas November, because this is the UK trailer, but this is releasing for Thanksgiving, which I think is funny that a Christmas movie is releasing in Thanksgiving. Like, like what? But this looks good. And look, it's got is that yeah, here we go. It's got Ron from Harry Potter. I know he's done other things since, and he's moved far away from Harry Potter. Actually, he's the one actor that I think he's fully moved away from like Harry Potter and shit. Not he's fully moved away from like the mainstream of Hollywood. Once in a while, I'll see him like in a big Hollywood movie, like this or something. But it will mostly be he'll mostly just be in like more indie stuff. He'll mostly just be in more indie films here and there. So he's kind of fully moved away from the mainstream, while the other actors from Harry Potter has very much stayed, and the main actors, I'm gonna say, has stayed in the mainstream. They have not stayed in Harry Potter. They very much reinvented them. Every character, every actor who is the main three cast has reinvented themselves away from Harry Potter. Well, the villain, what's his name? The villain, but the kid that was a piece of shit to Harry. Malfoy, yeah. That actor very much has stayed with Harry Potter. Which that actor's a good actor, but he's very much stayed with Harry Potter because I think it's because I don't think he's really getting that much roles, even though he is a good actor. And that's fine, I don't give a shit. But I definitely think every other actor from Harry Potter has found a way to reinvent themselves. And I think that's good. And I think this would be a fun movie. I don't think this is going to be a good. My favorite Christmas Carol adaptation besides the Muppets. I got a couple. I really like the George C. Thomas version of the Christmas Carol. And of course, I love the original like '50s movie, black and white. It's one of the black and white ones. Of course, the Muppets Christmas Carol, as all Christmas carols, is generally my favorite Christmas Carol. I will generally admit, but ones that are more like, I mean, that does take itself seriously in the sense of the Ebenezer Scrooge bro. He's very much serious, and even the Muppets take this sort of. It's not like very it is goofy, but it's still very serious. It's not over the top goofy. It's still very like in line with how people felt when they read the book. So personally, my favorite adaptation will always be the Muppets. So, but besides that, I think my favorite adaptation is the George C. Thomas is his name. I think that's his name. Let me look it up. That guy is a good actor. Nope, wrong. George C. Scott is his name. George C. Scott. I was right. It was George C. Just not Thomas. George C. Scott, and he did A Christmas Carol in 1984. He also did The Changeling, which is another. This is a great horror movie. He did that like 4 years before A Christmas Carol. That's cool. But even though that is a made-for-television adaptation, it's still a very good adaptation. I really do like it. I need to rewatch it this Christmas. And the other one, what was the other Christmas Carol that I was talking about? 1951. Yes, it is called A Christmas Carol or Scrooge. Um, that's also a good one. That's my grandma's favorite. That is my grandma's favorite, and I will say that is a good one. Like, I do like it. I do very much like it. Of course, if we're talking about something that's outside of an one-to-one adaptation, my favorite retelling of A Christmas Carol is Scrooged with Bill Murray. I think that's a fantastic retelling. But I was more referring to like one-to-one retelling. This is coming out Thanksgiving, by the way. That's a weird time to release a Christmas. I mean, yeah, it's on the verge of December, but I think in December is when you should release your Christmas movie. I don't think you should release it a couple days before, a week before or something. I think it should very much be a December movie. It doesn't have to be on Christmas, but it should be in December. But I think they're not going to release this movie in December specifically. It's going to be released in December. It's going to be there a while, but they don't want it to be in competition with a particular movie that's releasing. Uh, I think this December. Like, they don't want it to be in competition with with a big movie that's releasing December 18th. So that's probably why they're not releasing this on Christmas or releasing it around Christmas, is because Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday is going to be. I don't think Paramount wants to like fight alongside that, and it's like, yeah, no, we're good, we're good. But I don't know, Thanksgiving. I don't know. That's so strange for a Christmas movie to me. That's so strange. No. But I go see this movie. I will go see it. I think it looks fine. It looks fine for what it is. And I don't know. It's very rare. There are terrible Christmas Carol adaptations that completely don't understand the book at all. My timer went off because I have laundry I gotta go get. But I think this will be probably one of the okay ones. There's only a good few adaptations that make me go, yeah, no. Like there was this recent one that was released on the BBC. That got a Fox release. Like, it got released on Fox here in America, but it first released and on the BBC. When was that? It wasn't very recently, but it was recent enough. A Christmas Carol 2019. Yeah, it was a 2019. It was a dark three-part miniseries created by Stephen Knight. It originally aired on BBC One in the UK and FX in the US. It had 3 episodes, and it was a gritty adaptation, which I'm fine with gritty adaptation. What I am not fine with is that Scrooge, I think, has to be a very likable character. Uh, he has to be rude. He has to be an awful like person towards Christmas. He has to be someone who you will hate in the beginning, but over time you should very much like his character and be like, okay, yeah, I very much sympathize with him. What that version, the 2019 version, did, I'm trying to pull up footage of it, but I'm not. What that version did was terrible. Um, when someone uploaded it entirely on YouTube. What this version did to the story was kind of bad, because Scrooge, it did show Scrooge when he was younger and how his father was abusive, how his sister came to help him and take care of him and stuff. It did that. It did show some darker elements to the story, interesting elements to the story. But what I do not like the most is uh Scrooge's, oh, I'm forgetting characters' names. Let me look it up. I'll look up the cast specifically, because this will help me a lot more if I know the cast's name. I know. Great audio. Just great stuff. Me just trying to figure out who the hell is what. Okay, so cast. Okay, Cratchit. Bob Cratchit's wife, Mary Cratchit. Uh, there's a scene where Scrooge, Mary Cratchit has come to ask for Scrooge to help get uh to get like money from Scrooge or something. I don't know. Get like I can't really remember, but she comes and asks Scrooge, and we just saw the Scrooge as like a kid and stuff when he's younger, how his father was abusive, and how they genuinely imply that the place, the little school that Scrooge was at, the teachers there were doing things to him, and his father very much knew that they were doing things to him. I'm trying to stay as PG as possible, but they, even though I say fuck a lot, but I think YouTube really hates when you mention some really more messed up shit. Hopefully, you can read on the lines what I'm trying to say. But the father very much, and I was like, okay, that sucks. That's awful. And I don't hate that it had that there. I don't think it should be in a Christmas Carol adaptation, but I don't hate that it's in there. And I'm not gonna. That's fine. That's okay. And then it cuts to them. Mary Cratchit comes. She's like, I need some money, Scrooge. I need money. And Scrooge is like, okay, what will you do for the money? Take off your clothes. And then she starts to undress, and he starts to be creepy, like, that's good. And she's like trying to degrade herself. And I'm just like, okay, I don't give a shit how much of a sad backstory you give me. You have now fully made Scrooge completely unredeemable to me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if he becomes the happiest motherfucker in the world. I don't give a shit if he finally understands the true meaning of Christmas. What the fuck are you doing? I hate this adaptation so fucking much. I think it's it's a terrible adaptation. I guess I missed the part of the book where Scrooge was Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, that's so true. A Christmas Carol, the Snyder Cut. Yes. Oh my god. This is the version Bill Murray was filming in Scrooge. Oh my god, that is so true. That is so true. You... Oh my god. But my go-to is still the George C. Scott version. Yes, I absolutely very much agree. In Scrooge, this must have been the version that Frank Cross wanted to show everyone. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is so true. They fully did not understand the story of A Christmas Carol, and that is the point. Like, Scrooge was trying to show like Frank doesn't understand the Christmas Carol. He doesn't understand the story of A Christmas Carol. He doesn't understand Christmas and shit. And that's what. And this feels like what he was trying to make. It feels like it's that like dirty version. And a gritty Christmas Carol is fine. You can still do a dark and gritty version of the story without having to involve a woman stripping down to her garments or Scrooge being a very irredeemable piece of shit. Like, you could still do a gritty Christmas Carol without having to go that fucking dark and gritty. And I absolutely do not like this version. This is one of the worst Christmas Carol ones because this one fully does not understand a Christmas Carol completely. And they just wanted to do a dark and gritty version of the story. And I truly do not like this. This is the scene, I think. This is the scene where she takes off her clothes, I believe. I mean, the story doesn't make him go full, like he doesn't, I don't think he puts himself on her. Like, he doesn't like force himself onto her specifically. But it's not good. It's not good. He still has her take off her clothes and shit. And it's still not a good, and I don't think he's redeemable after that. I truly don't. I think they very much do not make Scrooge redeemable, and I hate this Christmas Carol so much with a passion. With a passion. With a passion. I watched this live. I watched this with my grandparents and stuff, and we watched this Christmas Carol, and I hated it so much. I truly hated it. Oh, this was bad. So yeah, I think Ebenezer with Johnny Depp is going to be probably 10 times better. Let's move on to the next story. Next thing, they released a new trailer for Resident Evil, and for a while, the director had been very much saying, this movie is going to take place during the events of Resident Evil 2. It's not going to be about Resident Evil 2. It's going to be taking place during the events of Resident Evil 2. And the first teaser, I was like, okay, none of these look like cars from the 90s. None of these look like time frame from. It's been fully confirmed. He did an interview, like a live interview, in front of people. It's been fully confirmed that this is not in the 90s. This takes place in the modern era, and it is in the city of Raccoon City. It is in Raccoon City. They do say that. But this is not in line with the video games. This is like its own universe. They very much make that clear. And now you have completely kind of... I think this is going to be a good movie. I need to make that clear. I think this is going to be a great movie. It's going to be a shitty adaptation, though. It's going to be a very awful adaptation. I very much do feel that. And I would have been fine. I would have 100% been fine if someone came in and wanted to tell a separate story in the universe of Resident Evil. I'm fine with that. But you also have to, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to also be in line with it. Resident Evil very much, I still think, can be like Fallout, where it's a separate story in the universe, but it's very much still in the universe. It's very much still a part of the universe. This, I don't think it's it. I don't think it's it. I think this is awful. I think this is not a great adaptation of the story. And I think very much this does not look good. In the sense of an adaptation. I do like the little nods and stuff. Like, you know, I'm a fan. If I see something, I'm gonna smile and make me go, "Oh, that's a cool fan moment." I mean, this moment very much reminds me of Resident Evil 2 remake, where the truck driver runs into the woman. You know, she gets run over, and then this part kind of reminds me of Resident Evil Village, walking in the snow, in that first-person sequence. And then he finds a house, and he finds a shotgun that's up there, and he grabs it, and he's trying to find ammo, and he's looking everywhere, very much like in the video games and stuff. Like, you're trying to find ammo everywhere and stuff. And look at that, it's a typewriter. It is a typewriter. There's a typewriter in this, and yeah. And then we got shotgun ammo, specifically a shotgun ammo from the newer games. So we got that. We got all the nods to the games. This is going to be a good movie. I think this is going to be a good movie no matter what. This is not going to be a good adaptation because I don't think... I truly do believe, I truly do believe, like, this never started as a Resident Evil script. Even though the director likes to say, "Oh, I was writing this as a Resident Evil script before I got the IP to it. It just had to be changed and stuff. And then they gave me the rights, and I rewrote it back to be Resident Evil." Like, that's how he's been making it seem. No, I truly believe this just happens to be something that's inspired by Resident Evil. I think he was probably inspired by the games in some form or way, but he never intended this to be a Resident Evil story. And this does not, I hate to say it does not look good, because it looks good. It looks like a good movie, and it might be the best that we've seen of Resident Evil in a terms of quality movie. and quality filmmaking. I do defend the first movie as being a genuinely good movie. And with some rewrites, I do see Resident Evil, the first ever Resident Evil movie, to kind of fit in the world of Resident Evil if they just did some little rewrites here and there. Just minor rewrites. I can still see that fitting in the universe of Resident Evil. The first one, the sequels, no. And in the sense of it being a separate story in the universe of the games. But, and I remember liking Welcome to Raccoon City. But it still wasn't a great adaptation. I was very much hoping this would be like a great adaptation of the games in the sense of Fallout. I thought this was going to be on par with a Fallout TV show. I was hoping this to be on par with the Fallout TV show, and so far, the trailer, it seems like it's going to be a good horror movie. I do say it's going to be a good horror movie. But when I say it's going to be bad, I'm not saying in the sense of it's going to be a shitty movie. I'm saying it's going to be in the sense of it's a bad adaptation. There are good movies that are good movies, but are bad adaptations. Very much. And then there are bad adaptations that are also bad fucking movies. But this looks like it's going to be one of the cases where it's going to be a good horror movie. It's going to be a great horror movie, but it's not at all going to be in line with anything. And she does at this part confirm that it is in Raccoon City. They are going to Raccoon City, specifically Raccoon City Hospital. And I think this is going to be a good movie. I think Zach's going to be is going to make an absolutely great horror movie. And I am looking forward to watching it. But I don't think this is going to be good in the sense of adaptation. It's gonna be fine. Besides that, it's gonna be fine as a horror movie on its own, which is fine. Which is fine. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this segment for news stories. But do not worry, because it's not over. Because more segments. Here we go. Yay! We're back, and it's literally just the same day. Literally the same day because a lot of news stories happened just today. Because I didn't realize it. I truly did not realize it because I was not paying attention. It's Comic-Con weekend. That is right. Comic-Con is happening right now, and I didn't realize that. But we're gonna have a lot of news stories, which is great. So I know this will not be the last for this part of the podcast. Hopefully this will be a meaty podcast no matter what. So let's get into it. They announced they didn't announce, but they revealed the trailer for God of War Lanterns. God of War Lanterns looks really good. I'm very excited for this show. What I've been told, it's kind of like True Detective, but in the DC universe and stuff with the lanterns. And at points in the trailer, I'm like, okay, I see that, and I saw that with the first trailer, and I was like, this is gonna be very unique. This is gonna be very interesting. I do know the main criticism of the Lanterns trailer was that it didn't have that superhero aspect to it. Like a good amount of people was like, they didn't have that superhero aspect to it, and it just feels like a random show, and it doesn't really feel like it's gonna have superhero elements to it. This trailer, yeah, they went full into the superhero aspects, because it doesn't really. The other trailers had that True Detective style to it. It had that very True Detective like feel. While this trailer very much just it very much at points feels like a superhero, like a gritty superhero thing. It still looks great. And I'm very excited for the show. I think it's going to be a great show no matter what. But like elements in this trailer. We have a guy. He's back, and I don't know. I kind of seeing him. I expected him to be in this, but kind of seeing him. I'm like, this trailer was very serious, and he wasn't goofy in the trailer, and I hope he isn't goofy in the show. But it just seeing him, I'm like, kind of, the tone of it kind of went away. But then the trailer very much delves heavy into like the sci-fi elements, the superhero elements. We even get a look at the costumes for the lanterns. And I'll be honest, I really do love the costume for this. I love the costume for Hal Jordan. It's so cool. And the trailer talks about how this guy is his replacement, Hal's replacement, and I'm very wondering how that's going to play in the show. How he knows he's not backup, he's just a replacement, and I want to see how well that is. And I'm not going to say this won't have true detective elements, because even then there still is elements in this. But this trailer is a lot more superhero focused. Like this one is a lot like what people expected a superhero trailer to be. And it looks great no matter what. Like I'm very excited for the show. It looks good, it looks great. I think it looks cool. And August 16th, hell yeah. I'm excited to watch this myself. I'm gonna have to get HBO Max. And I'm gonna enjoy this show. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be great. And yeah, I don't think I had a lot to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this looks good, and I'm very excited for this. And I love the look of the outfits, the lantern outfits. The lantern outfits look awesome, and I think it looks great. I like them. I like the look of them. It looks better than Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern look. That's for sure. It's not CGI. It is an actual outfit. So no matter what, it's gonna look 10 times better than that one. 100%. 100%. I feel like I had a lot more to say for the other trailers than this one, which is fine. That makes sense why we got an Ebenezer trailer and a Resident Evil trailer. We also got a Blade Runner trailer, which I have not watched yet. I'm excited for that show, so I'm definitely gonna watch it eventually. I don't know if I want to put it in this podcast or not, but this is good. I'm excited for this. Anyways, there was a God of War LaFay panel at Comic-Con 2026, and they announced a good thing. They say they were kind of announcing them over and over, like saying what was there. Jack Quaid's cube. Jack Quaid says he felt at home in the cube, or cube related memories were amazing. Most of my time was in a voice over booth he ads. A lot of these actors said shit that, I want to be honest, is very like, we're saying this because the studio wants us to say this because it sounds good for business and for everything. Because, come on, seriously, he felt at home in the cube. Really? I don't believe that. I believe that's something he would say for the role. And they also said this. Let me see. She's picturing herself as she gets on the panel. She said she hadn't played video games in about 10 years. 2028 God of War had just come out. And she spent all night watching it, which would make sense. But the fact that she says watching it is funny to me. Like, I didn't play it. I never played games in 10 years. And I still have that record because all I did was watch it be played. Chris Judge talks about getting the role of Kratos 13 years ago and how reluctant he was at first. Rue says she received an email. Perlin Low says she received an email from Sony to ask for a chat and thought it was a scam. Had a meeting with the cast and team, then an auction and a chemistry test with Deborah. Then I heard nothing. Lou says, I never forget. I got in the car one weekend, put my phone out, saw the email headline, saw the offer, and threw my phone down. I was like, oh my gee, I can't tell anyone. It's pretty life-changing. Jack Crade says pretty life changing. Is it? Is this that life changing? I mean, video games are cool, but I don't think it's really that life changing. He's a huge God of War fan. He flipped out when he was off the road. That I can believe. Jack Quaid being like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, fanboy since Crash Bandicoot, is a huge God of War fan. That I know for a fact. Jack Quaid has played video games. He has talked about video games and talked about how he genuinely likes video games. So I do believe when he says, hell yeah, I got the role, that's awesome. I believe that. Everyone else, I'm just like, you sound like you're saying that because of like, yeah, the studio wants me to say that. Yeah, this is just them updating it, and then they kicked off the panel saying that Cory Barlog kicked off the panel by announcing another God of War game starring Kratos that connects God of War Lefay. That connects to God of War Lefay. It's out. It's due out after Lefay, so it's like the PlayStation 6. It's gonna be for PlayStation 6. Because Lefay, and yes, there is going to be a new God of War focus. This was the other article. It's like next God of War led, and it's going to be Kratos led. It's a full Kratos game, and it's coming directly after. But we did get a release date. We got a release date. We have a release date for God of War Lefay. As expected, it's 2027. Specifically, it's February 16th, 2027. That is very early. It is very early in 2027, and I am excited. I am excited. It is 100%. Oh, Doctor Who. I'm sorry, I saw the ad for a Doctor Who. Seasons 1 through 13, which I don't own the Jodie Whittaker seasons, but I do own the other seasons. I don't own Nukadi's seasons yet. I'm going to. I'm very much going to own all modern Doctor Who, because I love Doctor Who. Anyways, my ADHD just went away there. So we have a release date, February 16th, 2027, and that's actually pretty amazing that it's going to be happening very soon. I say very soon. Like, it's going to happen very early. And everyone expected that. Even I expected it would be February 16th. So it would be close because we got gameplay and stuff. So I very much think it's going to be a very close release. And I am fully excited. I love the gameplay I saw. And I'm excited. I can't wait to play. And there was no news about God of War, the remake. The God of War remake trilogy, but that is real. That was confirmed in the state of play, the last state of play. Actually, that was confirmed the state of play before the last one. So that is a real trilogy announcement, and it's going to be releasing probably after Lefay. It's definitely going to release before the next Kratos game, and I think it might even I don't know. Maybe a PS6 game. It could just be a God of War remake. Could be a PS6 game, and yeah. I hope it's a PS5 game because I would like to play it. Because I don't think I'm gonna get a PS6. Honestly, I really don't care. After this, this possibly might be the last God of War game I play, unless I'm blown away by something amazing in PlayStation. Actually, I gotta buy the PlayStation. But honestly, I think I'm gonna skip the next console generation that isn't the Nintendo, because technically the Switch 2 is the next console generation, because the Switch 1 was the generation for PS5 and Xbox Series S, even though a lot of people like to say it's not, and it's included with the PS4 and Xbox One generation. I can't classify that. I cannot, because the Wii U was that. The Wii U was that generation's Nintendo console, and the Switch 1 is the generation for PS4, for a PS5 and Switch One. Just because it was released a good few years before PS5 and fucking Xbox Series X release does not mean the Switch. No, wait. Yeah, no, I was right. Yeah, sorry, I have to think. I have to really think. Yes, I was right. Switch One is a part, and Switch Two is a part of the PS6 and next Xbox console, whatever it's called, Project something, Project Helix. Is what it's called. I don't like, even IGN likes to say it's a last gen console, and likes to say it's a part of the PS4 and Xbox One generation, and I don't agree with that at all. That's fucking stupid. Just because it was released when before years before the PS5 was ever released does not make it not a part of the next generation. That's fucking stupid. I'm gonna be honest. That's really stupid mindset to have, because it's Nintendo's next generation console. It's next console. Yes, it might not be on par with the PS5 at all, the Switch One, but it's still Nintendo's next generation, not fucking. It's just Nintendo's next generation. That's it. That is a rant I've had before, and that's a rant that will probably keep them popping up in the future. So the next story is Marvel is finally publishing new Indiana Jones comic, which is awesome. Which is funny. Marvel published Indiana Jones comics before they bought Lucasfilm. Yeah, they've when Lucasfilm still owned Indiana Jones. It was back in like the 90s, 80s and 90s, I believe. But Marvel did release some Indiana Jones comic, and then I believe Dark Horse got their rights after Marvel. Marvel owned Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and they would release Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and then eventually Dark Horse got the rights to Indiana Jones and Star Wars, Lucasfilm stuff, and then after Disney bought Lucasfilm, then they own the rights to all of it now. So there's gonna be a new comic series, and I think these are the images. Indiana Jones. That's cool. I'm excited for this. I love Indiana Jones. There's actually a lot of new Indiana Jones merch. There's a Book of Boba Fett comic. Ugh. The Fall of Kylo Ren. Okay. Okay, that might actually be the Fall of Kylo Ren, that might be like a prequel story of how he actually fall, and go more into detail about that. That would be really. I think that would be really good. I would like to read that. I do like Kylo Ren as a character, even though I do not like the sequel trilogies of Star Wars movies. I would like to see like expand stuff about them, because I think you could still write good stories with them. Indiana Jones, I'm excited for this. I cannot wait. This is going to be really good. I do think that's going to be really good. I think very much. This like honestly, the future I want with Indiana Jones is to not make any more movies, and I don't think Disney's going to plan to make any more movies. One, because it did fail. My desire for Indiana Jones is they do like an animated series. Get Troy Baker. Get fucking Troy Baker in the animated series. Get the people who animate the fucking Star Wars animated shows, and make them do a Indiana Jones show. That'd be awesome. Have Troy Baker voice fucking Indy, because Troy Baker is truly the closest person that can sound exactly like Harrison Ford, and it was awesome in that. I love his performance in Indiana Jones. I love you, Doctor Who, but get out! I don't want you at the moment. Like, his performance as Indiana Jones was truly, he sounded exactly like Harrison Ford. So if you do an animated series, for God's sake, hire him again. Or the next best thing is just continue making video games. Like, even if it's not machine games, like they get other people who want to make an Indiana Jones franchise that can make really good games, and just have more people make games. Hire Troy Baker. Always have Troy Baker play Indiana Jones. I don't give a shit. Troy Baker is the best. who could voice Indy, have Troy Baker. And I know everyone's like, "Oh, Troy Baker's in a lot of games." He is, but because he's a great fucking actor. Have him be Indiana Jones again. Make a new game. Because honestly, I think we're done with Indy in live action. I do think we're done with Indy in live action. And for this series to continue, we're going to have to keep him at a young age, and we're going to have to very much have it be animated, or Marvel, Disney fucking grow some balls and recast him. Like let's have Indiana Jones be our James Bond, and just have him get recast. That would be great. Or better yet, do the animation process, have it be an animated show or just video games, and I will be fine with that. I will be 100% fine with that. I don't care if we ever get a new Indiana Jones movie again, as long as we're still getting Indiana Jones things, because I love Harrison Ford. He's a great actor, and I do actually like Dial of Destiny. I know a lot of people hated it. Is it the best Indiana Jones movie? No. Is it the worst? No, I had elements I liked more than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I don't even hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I think it's fine. Obviously, the best Indiana Jones movies is the original trilogy. The original 3 movies is the best Indiana Jones. I do like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I do like Dial of Destiny more in the sense of they're just enjoyable. They're just fun to kind of watch. They're not on par with the original movies because they're just not. They're not that great. They're not good at all. But they're fine. They're fun. They're interesting. They're just fine. And I do have fun watching them. But of course, if I was given the option, I would very much choose to watch the original trilogy over the last 2 movies. And I would very much honestly, if I ever do a rewatch of Indiana Jones, I'm going to rewatch the original trilogy and play Raiders of the, not Raiders, the Circle, the Great Circle. Because the Great Circle is truly, to me, on par with the movies. It feels like another adventure of Indiana Jones, and it's absolutely incredible. And I'm 100% fine if I don't get any more new Indiana Jones movies. I do think they should be okay with recasting it, but because of Solo, because of what happened with Solo and how it was a failure, I do think Disney is very much worried about recasting people. That's why they do a lot of deep fake stuff. That's why Dial of Destiny, when he was younger, had him fully deep faked. Like, I say deep fake. It wasn't AI, it was CGI. It was a CGI thing, but I honestly just, and if you do want to go on the path of CGIing the guy's face to make him look like Harrison Ford, you know what? I'm okay with that too. As long as you get, I love Harrison Ford. Don't get me wrong, I love Harrison Ford. He sounded old in that intro sequence. He sounded like an old man. He did not sound like a young guy. Troy Baker, though. Let's get Troy Baker. He can even do the live action segments, and then you just CGI over his face. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. It does suck that you won't see his face. That's why you should give him like a little cameo as well over there. Like, hi guys, I'm here. Like, too, but you know, at the end of the day, just have Troy Baker. Just, you know what, fuck it. Don't even CGI his face. Just have Troy Baker in there, and he just gives his Harrison Ford impression. But I really did love Troy Baker as Indiana Jones in The Great Circle. I think his performance was absolutely incredible. So basically what I'm saying is just hire Troy Baker and focus on animated stuff and video games. That's honestly the truth to me. Speaking of an Indiana Jones like character, The next mainline Tomb Raider game, Catalyst, has been delayed to 2028. It was originally scheduled to be a 2027 game. Actually, uh, it's going to be released close alongside God of War. It seems like Atlantis comes. No wait, sorry. Confirmation comes from Amazon Video Games boss, who told the game business that Catalyst is now due out in 2028, with Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis due out February 12th, 2027. Atlantis comes February 12th of next year, then we'll follow on 2028 with the next one. Why is that? Did they never once talked about it, right? Since the next Unreal Engine 5, next gen Unreal Engine 5 built Tomb Raider, the developer Crystal Dynamic announced years ago. Now in December, it was set for PC. Years ago? What do you mean years ago? Wasn't it announced last year? It wasn't years ago. It was last year. What? When was it announced? Wait, I thought it was announced last year. Was it not? Both games were announced. What? Yeah, December 11th, 2025. Yeah, this was not what? They did not. I mean, okay, wait. Technically, the Crystal Dynamic had talked about had talked about had talked about doing a game, a new a mainline Tomb Raider game, years before they actually revealed what it was going to be called and be looking like. But that was technically wasn't even a reveal. It was just like announced. So yeah, announced years ago. Sorry, I got confused there. So yeah, they mean like it was announced, wasn't revealed. Okay, sorry. I'm just tired. In December, it was set for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S in 2027, published by Amazon Game Studio. Yeah, because uh, uh Atlantis, Legacy of Atlantis was supposed to be released this year, if I remember correctly. Let's see, do they say it? I don't think they said it. Um, Next gen, blah blah blah. Visual Dynamics. They also, yeah, sometime in 2026. There we go. They announced that it was a 2026 game. Okay. So yeah, this was supposed to, the remake was supposed to be a game released this year, and then because it got delayed to next year, which is February 12th, 2027, which will be along sometime with God of War. Interesting. God of War LaFay. Okay. Yeah. Am I excited for this? Yeah, I'm excited for the next God Tomb Raider game, and I'm excited for the Legacy of Atlantis. So I think that'd be interesting. What systems is Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis being released on? Is it the same thing? Just okay, yeah, fully optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. Okay, so will Collateralist be released? It just says it was set for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Will it be on the Switch 2? That'll be interesting. I'm not sure. I'm excited for these games. I think they'll be interesting. I know there's controversy with Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis because Shocker, shocking of shocker. They use AI for concept art, which I'm not a fan of. That really sucks. But oh my god. But at this point in time, I think every studio is going to use AI. I don't know. If Legacy of Atlantis comes out for Switch, I don't think I might. If both games come out for Switch too, that's a chance that's a thing where I can just go get them used copies because they'll be physical. And the greatest thing about physical games is buying them used, which I did not buy this game used, of Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I'm holding right now. I did buy this new, but if I bought it used, guess what would happen? The studio, Nintendo, would not get the money. So if I buy Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis on Nintendo Switch 2, I can get it used, and they will not have the money. Oh, even if like Pragmata, which also is new, which I'm holding, even Pragmata, which is a game key card, even if I bought Pragmata used, I still could play it because the greatest thing about game key cards, even though there's still a download thing, you still gotta download, they're not like download codes. Because a game key card, you put it in your Switch 2, and guess what? The full game can just be installed. It's basically like some PS4 discs that don't have the full game on it. For example, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, when people bought it on launch, did not have the full game on it, and you had to sit there and install the entire game. So game key cards is basically like that, except they tell you up front that the game is not on the cart. It's half on the cart. It's like the software to tell Nintendo that you have the game is on the cart, and then it downloads. But the greatest thing about this is I can sell this copy, and someone else can play it on their console, and they can play it as long as they have the cart. And if Tomb Raider Catalyst gets on Switch 2, then I might just buy it used. And unless they announce they're no longer going to do AI, then then I'll buy it new. But I'm probably just gonna buy it used and shit. What? See, I do support studios. Look at that. Look at that. This is a brand new copy of Pragmata. All of these games were brand new copies. Pragmata, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime, which Pragmata and Metroid Prime are the only two that I have not opened. And even Mouse, this was brand new, as you can see with the sticker. The problem is, if you look closely, you see that residue right there on the side? That was a sticker. This, even though I paid full price for a brand new copy, all GameStop did was just put a fucking sticker over the way to open the box, the little slot to open the box, and then classified this as new. That's fucking stupid. I hated that. When I got home and I saw that, that kind of pissed me off. I was like, really? You should have given me a used game price then, a fucking new game price if you were going to do that. But yeah, Tomb Raider has been delayed to 2028. And again, this is the new mainline game, not the remake, which is Legacy of Atlantis. So let's go on to the next news story, which is even the Resident Evil movie isn't safe from the PlayStation physical disc controversy. Oh my gosh, we're still talking about the physical disc controversy? Yeah, of course we are. Yeah, in the comments down below, I honestly was thinking this was about IGN hating on people hating on the movie. At first, I didn't fully read it. I just thought it said because the article, this when I clicked on the article because I was looking on the website, it was like IGN.com, and I clicked on the news and stuff, and I was scrolling through what is the news on here, and the link before clicking on this article, it said even the Resident Evil movie is not safe from angry PlayStation fans, and I thought it was meaning people. This IGN was going to make fun of how people are criticizing this trailer for not being accurate to the games. And then I clicked on it and then read this title and I went, oh, okay. It's about the PlayStation disc controversy. Okay. So, yeah. On the new trailer that was released, that was on specifically like the PlayStation upload of the trailer. So, this trailer was uploaded on PlayStation's YouTube channel, as well on the Sony YouTube channel, the Sony Entertainment YouTube channel. And on the comments, they say things like, I cannot wait to get the physical of this, which is funny, but it's a movie and it will have a physical copy. So far, physical disc of movies haven't been canceled. Like, Sony just said for games. They never said for movies. They just had physical discs of games, as far as I know. He's another joked. He's transporting the last physical game copy in existence. Leon, where are the physical discs? Someone else said. That's funny. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely funny. That is absolutely funny. I gave my thoughts on this new trailer. I gave us thoughts in the Resident Evil trailer, but again, it shows. Hopefully, people keep this up. People keep this up and constantly fucking complain to PlayStation about this. Like, you can't fucking do this. This is stupid. This is dumb. Why are you doing this and shit like that? Because I very much think this will continue to be good if people keep on doing that. And I see the ad for Halo combat and campaign involved. You know what? That made me think of two things, which is funny. One that is actually Halo related, or actually three things. So I am going to pull up one of the things. I'm going to pull up multiple things. So yeah. Oh, it looks like someone got the game early because someone was streaming it. That was interesting. That's interesting. Stuff that I want to talk about, and one of them is very. All of these are very old, I believe. Well, one of them is 100% old. Two of them are. Give me a second. Give me a second. I thought, you know what? I did want to talk about these two things eventually. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Let's talk about them. Talk about them now in this, because they're old news, but who cares? There is new news in this video, so it doesn't really matter. And one of them is actually new information about another thing. Actually, I just remembered another thing. So we're getting another new thing. So yay. So much new stuff that I want to talk about. Now, of course, I'm not really sure if I can even really show this next one. I mean, I'm gonna show it, but I don't think YouTube's gonna be really happy about it. Who cares? Who cares? This one is from 8 days ago, which is going to be the last one I talk about. But so we're going to show what I've been talking about, what I've been typing. Since I said I saw this Halo thing, I saw the Halo ad, it made me think of this. Did you know Campaign Involved is going to have a third person mode? This is from 1 month ago, so again, these are old information. But yeah, no, there is a third person mode, and they shared gameplay of it, and here it is. It it is. It's not like any other over the shoulder third person game. You can zoom in. Okay, never mind. You can zoom in. It looks like, but it looks like an added third person mode. It reminds me very much in feel, like I can already tell. It reminds me very much in feel of how Capcom put the Resident Evil Village third person mode, which was not like the third person mode in Resident for Grace's campaign in Resident Evil Requiem, which felt like it was always there as intended, even though it's very clear Grace's campaign is very clearly supposed to be in first person, while Leon's is supposed to be in third person. But both Grace in third person and Leon in first feel absolutely incredible, as if they were always intended to be third and first, or either way around. It feels like no matter what camera perspective you're playing as, it always feels like it was supposed to be intended as that camera angle, because it just feels good to play them. While Resident Evil Village, it felt very much like an added on mode, an added on like camera angle. It felt stiff at times. It felt strange, and to me, watching, I don't know why they're showing. I don't know why they're showing the car, because that's already in third person. That was always in third person. The actual third person element for Halo in this game, it feels like how Resident Evil, just by watching it. Now, I could feel actually better. I don't know, but just watching it, it feels like it's a tacked on mode. Like, this was put on very last minute, and it was not like it was intended how from the very beginning. Unlike Resident Evil Requiem, which feels like each perspective was developed as if it was developed from the very beginning. This very clearly looks like it's tacked on in the last minute type of thing, which it's going to be fun no matter what. I don't think it's going to really hurt the game, and it's always an option. It's for people who just cannot play first person games, if it's like motion sickness or whatever. Even though if you're playing on PC, there are sliders to change the FOV, so your motion sickness will go away if you change the FOV. That is just a trick. And nowadays, modern console games have an option for an FOV slider. So even then, a lot of console games do have that option. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. And Halo, I do think, will probably be one of them, because Call of Duty has an FOV slider, and there's a possible chance that Halo might have one, but there's also a possible chance that it probably won't. But I don't know. Will I play campaign involved? Yeah, it looks fun. Will I play the third person mode? Yeah, it looks fun. Obviously, I'll play the game in first person first, and then play it the second time in third person, just like I did with my Resident Evil Requiem playthrough. I played Grace. My first ever playthrough in Resident Evil Requiem, I played Grace first person and Leon third person. Then my second playthrough, I played Grace third person and Leon first person. So when is this game? July 23rd. Oh shit, the game's out. No, 5 day. It releases July 28th, and if you get the premium edition today, you can get it for 5 days. It says pre-order. I don't know why I said today. This was released June 10th. If you get the premium edition, you get the 5 days early access. So if you get it now, you can get it is the 24th, so 4 days early access now. So, well, 3 days, because the 25th is about to happen in an hour or so. And by the time you're watching this, it's going to be out already. By the time you're watching this, it's going to be released. So I don't even know why I'm saying this, because by the time you are watching this video, all this information is going to be released. Maybe I should have waited to make my podcast return. Because there's a lot of information that's happening now. Shit. Because by the time this releases, I might have to reschedule. I might have to change another video I was planning to release on August 1st and make this one the next upload, which is fine. But I definitely want to keep everything to be two uploads a week. So I don't want everything to be like multiple. Maybe I'll move. Yeah, maybe I'll release. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I did schedule my podcast episode to be the 27th, the first episode, but I think I'm gonna make this one the 27th. So, yeah. So I have now uploaded the next podcast episode that's now out. And obviously, by the time you're listening to this, it's out. And this one will be out. So, even though I released the channel update 2 days ago, yeah, that's fine. I do think those other uploads hurt my channel very much. So this now will be released. This now will be released August 1st. So the video I had planned to release August 1st is now going to be moved to the 27th of July. So obviously, by the time you're watching this video, Halo Campaign Evolved is already out and people have played it. I probably have not played it. I probably have not played it, so it's fine. I'll eventually play it, but I have so many other games that I want to play, and I'm gonna be honest, Halo was not one of them. I have the original Halo, the original remaster version, because it's in the Master Chief Collection. So I have that. So I do have Halo 1. I'll probably play that when this game releases. Who knows? But again, the next one is also old, because this has also happened 1 month ago, and this was a part of like the Summer Games Fest and stuff like that. And this is something I want to talk about. This is Arizona Sunshine, and Arizona Sunshine is a VR game. It is a VR game. The first game released, and it's full of VR, and the second one released, it's also full of VR. This is Arizona Sunshine, and it is a third-person game, and it's a remake, a full-on remake of Arizona Sunshine 2. It is a flat-screen third-person remake of the second game and not the first game. It is changing a lot. The gameplay is very much going to be a lot different. They've said this already, and it's going to be very third person. Which is funny that this is a third person game when usually like VR flat screen versions of games usually go from VR first person to just flat screen first person. This one's going a completely different direction and making it third person, over the shoulder third person, which is very unique, honestly. And I definitely want to play this. Looks really fun. I have not played the original VR version of Arizona Sunshine 2. And how do I know it's a remake of Arizona Sunshine 2 besides the Steam page and everything saying it is? There's a dog companion, and only Arizona Sunshine 2 has a dog companion. And the one thing I'm going to say about this is, awesome as a dog companion. The VR version, you can get a free upgrade that allows you to have the dog be a corgi. And I hope, come on, game developers, add the corgi, and my life is yours. Add the corgi for this flat screen version, and my life is yours. And there's co-op. I do believe Arizona Sunshine 2, the VR game, has co-op as well. There's co-op, the split screen co-op, so you can play with a friend in your house. Also, there's going to be like online co-op as well, or local co-op, obviously. And there's another thing. I think I might have. They didn't say it, did they, in this trailer? But you can. There be missions in this version of the flat screen version where you can play as the dog, your dog companion. So you have missions where you play as the dog. So that is actually pretty cool. And it. I do think it's so strange that they turned this game and made it a like third person game instead of just being like a flat screen first person game. I think that's very interesting because again, it's a VR game, and usually, for example, there was a Aliens VR game that released. I can't remember what it was called. Um, there was an Aliens VR game, and they recently it's called like Rogue something, Aliens Rogue something. They recently released the flat screen version of the game, and that's full first person. So usually when it comes to like VR flat screen versions of games, they usually keep the first person element, but they make it flat screen first person. And this is going in a completely different direction, which is very interesting. I do actually like it. This third person. And it's going to release. It's releasing on. This trailer just says PlayStation 5, but it's releasing on Xbox Series X, Steam, Epic Games. I don't think it's GOG, but GOG could be an option, but I don't think so. And Switch 2. So I might get the Switch 2 version, or I might get the PC version. I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to play this, and I might play the VR version, maybe. Who knows? But it looks fun. Looks good. Cannot wait. Next story. The next one is this one's actually 4 days ago. So the next two stories, the next two things I'm going to talk about this podcast is going to be stories that happened literally this very week, or like 4 days ago, 8 days ago. And the next one is they had a new showcase for Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. It was about a new character, and I'm very excited for Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. I did like the first game very much. It is a Left 4 Dead style game where you have like four people, four players, 4 or 5, I think it's 4, and you are trying to fight a horde of enemies while doing like small objectives here and there, but most of it is trying to get from point A to point B and fighting hordes of monsters, zombies, and stuff. In this case, aliens, xenomorphs. And I'm very excited for this because I do love the Alien series, and I very much enjoyed Aliens Fireteam Elite 1. Now, I have not fully beat Fireteam Elite 1, I will admit, and eventually I'm going to beat it, maybe before this game releases. When does this game release? Does it say at the end? It probably says at the end. Coming summer 2026. Okay, so that's fine. Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X, all the usual stuff. Maybe they'll get a Switch 2 version in the future. Of course I bought a Switch 2. I'm going to talk about Switch 2 as well. Ports and stuff. Like I pre-ordered the Liza P Complete Edition for Switch 2. So I'm gonna when that releases in October, which the game itself, the Switch 2 version of Liza P releases next month, I believe, but for the digital only. And I pre-ordered the physical version, so I'm gonna have to wait until October for that. And I never owned Liza P. I have played it and I have beat it and I loved it. I played it on Game Pass when it was on Game Pass, and I played it like a good week before, like a good 2 weeks. I first played it a good weeks before they announced the the DLC. So I was close to the end, and then I watched the state of play of when they revealed that DLC. They showed off that DLC, and I got all the, even though I was still playing the game at that time, I got all the references and stuff from that trailer, and I was like, holy shit! And I was like having fanboy moments because I love Liza P. It's a good Souls like. It's my favorite Souls like of all time, and I'm I'm excited. I'm so excited to play the DLC finally. I'm gonna play the Switch 2 version, and I'm gonna fully complete it again. This time I'm gonna get the good ending because the last time I played it, I got the bad ending because I just didn't really feel like fighting the final boss. This time, and I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it on Twitch. So check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. Link in the description. Give me a follow. Twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. Definitely gonna play it. I'm excited. And I got it on Switch 2. So of course, I bought a Switch 2 as well as I bought a my new PC. So I'm going to talk about both my PC and Switch because I love the Switch. I love it, and I'm really loving Bonanza. I technically have streamed Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I only stream it on and off. It is a one game where I will not be streaming it fully, just like on and off, because this is a game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that I'm just playing offline, and I'm really loving it. And the next games that are Switch 2 games that I'm going to stream on Twitch will be Pragmata. I have the Switch 2 version. First time playing the game, so I will stream this on Twitch. The same with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I'll stream this on Twitch. First time playing this game as well. So again, twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. Give me a follow, plugging it. I don't care. So yeah, this I will say for Aliens Fireteam Elite 2, it looks the same. It looks like the same game. There's no real differences. Obviously, they got like a new character, I believe, the duelist, or at least like play style. And I would say that I think the UI is different, but overall it's the same. It looks the same, which is fine because it's a Left 4 Dead style game, and it's not. I'm not gonna say it's the best version of Left 4 Dead style games because honestly, the only good Left 4 Dead style Left 4 Dead game is Left 4 Dead. So far, no one has ever been able to do on par with Left 4 Dead 2. Maybe even Valve probably could never be on par with him. Like, I don't know. I hope if they ever do release a Left 4 Dead 3, which is a big if. But if they ever do release a Left 4 Dead 3, I don't think it's ever gonna probably live up to Left 4 Dead 2. Probably not. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it'd be fucking incredible. But I don't think any Left 4 Dead style game has ever fully met up with the original Left 4 Dead game, or Left 4 Dead 2 specifically. Oh my gosh, this second part is already an hour long. Oh my gosh, an hour longer than the first part. Oh my gosh, so this podcast might be the longest podcast I'm talking about. And honestly, I didn't even really have to talk about these last couple stuff because it's not like they weren't really a part of Comic-Con. And the next one is Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival. There's Doug Bradley, the voice of Pinhead, and it's a behind-the-scenes video talking about Hellraiser, and this was uploaded on PS5. I do believe IGN has a red band version of this. I don't think this one is the red band version, so it's not going to show as like gory gameplay, or it probably won't even show really the sexual aspects of Hellraiser. There's literally in the game you are fighting guys in GIMP outfits. So The game is very much going to play on the sexual aspect of hell and horror, which Hellraiser have always done that and has always done that and stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to this game, and of course I want to talk about it. It's a game that I definitely want to play because I love Hellraiser. I think it's a good series, and uh, get finally a game in this series is very incredible because there really hasn't ever been a game in Hellraiser. Uh, Funny enough, back in the NES days, back Nintendo Entertainment System days, the '80s and stuff, there was a developer uh, called what the fuck were they called? I want to say Wisdom Tree, but I know for a fact that's not what they're called. It is and it isn't. If you're confused, the company that a lot of people probably know from the NES days, Wisdom Tree. I'm trying to find them. I'm gonna have to close up. So I'm gonna type in Wisdom Tree games. I'll do the Wikipedia. Here we go. Here we go. Now this, everything I'm about to tell you is true. So there was a company back in the Nintendo Entertainment System called Color Dreams, and they were founded in 1989 and they were defunct in 1997. When did Wisdom Tree start? Wisdom Tree started in 1990. Okay. So basically, the history of Wisdom Tree was they were a company and they released unofficial, unlicensed NES games. They published unlicensed NES games, and they released a good amount of games. They made at least a game called Baby Boomer. They released a game called The Adventures of Captain Cosmic. They released a game called Menace Beach. I'm gonna come back to that one, Menace Beach. And they eventually, in 1990, Nintendo put, because they were releasing unlicensed games, they very much they very much was selling things, and Nintendo did not like it. Nintendo fucking hated that they're releasing unlicensed games, and so they told every store company, do not fucking sell a game from Wisdom Tree. Do not sell any of Color Dreams games. Do not sell any game for them, or we will stop giving you officially licensed Nintendo games. And a lot of stores were like, okay, we actually want those officially licensed games. We're fine with not selling any Color Dreams games. And back, like, if you're probably like, what do you mean unlicensed? Funny thing is, back in the NES days, you could sell an unlicensed game. You could make and sell an unlicensed NES game because there was no chip for the NES that said, like the Super Nintendo, there was a chip. They put a chip in there which only could read officially licensed games. Because there was no chip in the Nintendo Entertainment System, any company could just make it unlicensed games, and there were tons of companies doing it. Actually, Tetris, a famous game, for the longest time, Tetris was only released unlicensed on the NES. Eventually, Nintendo got the official license, and they released it, officially licensed versions on the NES, and the same with Pac-Man. Namco made an unlicensed port, and then eventually they took that same port and actually got an official license by it. Because the reason why there was unlicensed games, because back then Nintendo were very strict about who can release what games, which is strange because there is a ton of shitty unlicensed NES games. There are a ton of them, but there's also a lot more worse unlicensed games. And Color Dreams were the king of making bad unlicensed games. And I'm going to quickly mention this, even though Hellraiser actually actually is under the Color Dreams stuff. But I am going to strange because I did mention it earlier. The name of it, Wisdom Tree, was a side company made by Color Dreams, and because Nintendo stopped companies from selling Color Dreams games, unlicensed games, they saw an untapped market for Christian games because they know for a fact Christian stores are not going to be selling officially licensed Nintendo games. So, what did they do? They took a lot of their older games. There's a game they have called Sunday Fun Day. You see how Menace Beach popped up for Sunday Fun Day? Well, Sunday Fun Day is just a Christian reskin of Menace Beach. And the funny thing is, the original Menace Beach, the story was you were this kid who had to save his kidnapped girlfriend. And each time you beat a stage, you would get a screen of your kidnapped girlfriend kind of chained up going, save me, main character, save me, you can do it. And each time you got that screen, each time you beat, her clothes would slowly degrade to the point where she's only in her underwear. So you're probably wondering, well, if they reskinned it for a Christian game, what did they do with that element of it? Well, in Sunday Fun Day, the reskinned Menace Beach, instead of your girlfriend being like, save me, and her clothes slowly degrading, you get screens of each level where you're trying to, the main game in Sunday Fun Day is you're trying to get to Sunday school. You're trying to get to Sunday school, and you're trying to avoid all the atheists that are trying to stop you. Even Elvis Presley is trying to fuck. Yeah, there's a character in this game, an enemy, that's Elvis Presley, and he's trying to stop you from getting to Sunday school. You cannot you cannot praise Jesus, motherfucker. And so instead of your girlfriend chained up and her clothes slowly degrading at the end of each level, it's a Sunday teacher going, you better get to Sunday school. You're fucking late, mister. You better get there. Somehow that is very worse. And even though Super Nintendo made it for where you cannot at all make unlicensed games, people had to find ways to make it. And Wisdom Tree only made one game for the Super Nintendo because they found a way to the game they made is called Super 3D Noah's Ark, and it's a Wolfenstein 3D clone. It uses the Wolfenstein 3D engine, and instead of BJ Blazarus fighting Nazis, you're Noah on your Ark trying to make your animals sleep. So you're going around shooting them with berries and stuff, and they eat all the berries and then they pass out and fall asleep. And there's a rumor, which has, I think, been proven to be false, or there has never been really confirmation. But id Software was so pissed at Nintendo for butchering the Wolfenstein 3D port because they had to heavily censor it for them to sell it. Because in Germany, you cannot have any Nazi like stuff in it, and Wolfenstein was banned on PC in Germany and stuff. And so Nintendo didn't want that, so they forced id Software to take away all the Nazi imagery and stuff. And the rumor is id was so pissed at them that they gave Nintendo they gave Wisdom Tree the engine to make a Super 3D Noah's Ark unofficial game, and they gave them away. They told them away to release it without having to be officially licensed. And basically what they did was they had the unlicensed cartridge, and on top of it was a slot where you could put an officially licensed cartridge, and what that would do would make the Super Nintendo think you were playing an officially licensed cartridge, and you would be able to play Super 3D Noah's Ark. And that was fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. And actually, my wisdom tree topic actually comes into play with the Hellraiser thing because they had the Wolfenstein 3D engine. They were planning to make a Hellraiser game, and the developer, the owner of 3D of Color Dreams and Wisdom Tree, he got the rights, the official rights, to make a Hellraiser game, and his plan was to make a PC game that was another Wolfenstein 3D engine game based in the Hellraiser thing, and it was canceled upon the release of Doom because Color Dreams decided it could not complete it. Too much money and stuff, and also Doom was newer and better because it was using an updated engine that wasn't the Wolfenstein 3D engine, and it was so much superior to Wolfenstein 3D style games. And Color Dreams realized that they cannot complete it, and this was the only ever time we were ever going to get an official Hellraiser game, and we never got it until now. And it's a first-person game. That's fucking crazy that we're finally getting a first-person Hellraiser game, and this time by a studio that actually can make good games. And this is cool. I'm so excited for this. The first real good Hellraiser game, and it looks incredible. And it has cool power-ups. You can even see the power-ups and shit. And this game looks awesome. I am truly excited for this game. I think it's going to be a very fun game, and I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to stream it on Twitch. Hopefully I can stream it on Twitch. Hopefully it's an M-rated game. On PC, at least. It's going to be M-rated on PlayStation. I hope it's... Or at least if it has all the graphic elements intact. Sexual elements intact. Maybe they can give you an option to censor it for Twitch. I'm not really sure. But I'm excited to play this. I'm going to stream it on Twitch. Definitely going to stream it on Twitch. I mean, they would let me stream Outlast on Twitch. The only games I definitely could never stream on Twitch is the original version of Lust from Beyond. Even though Lust from Beyond does have an M-rated version, I could not play the original version, which is the only one I actually own. And I could not stream the unrated version of Agony. There is an M-rated version of Agony, but I could not stream the updated unrated version, which is actually better. Which is a better game than the M-rated version. But yeah, I'm actually very excited for this new Hellraiser game. Welcome back to the Single Player Report podcast. I am your host, Jarvey Rocks, and we're going to talk about more news that came from Comic-Con. Today is the 25th of July, and more news from Comic-Con happened, and I'm going to talk about the news that I found very interesting. But the first news story is already something that I already talked about, but I wanted to kind of update on what I just learned. I talked about the trailer. Let me pull it up. Of Ebenezer, the Johnny Depp Christmas Carol adaptation. And why am I talking about this again? I already talked about it in my last episode, giving my thoughts. The reason why I'm talking about it is because I did not realize who directs it. Ty West is directing this Christmas Carol. Ty West is directing this Christmas Carol. Ty West's previous movies has been X, the X movie, X, Maxine Pearl. He's apparently direct the Exorcist TV show, so that's cool. He direct ABCs of Death. His segments for ABCs of Death and VHS I very much did enjoy. He's apparently directed the Scream TV series, Cabin Fever 2, which I've never seen, I will 100% admit. Now, House of the Devil, I think I've heard good things, even though it says 6.3. I think I've heard good things from horror fans, I believe. But X, Pearl, and Maxine are amazing. And I've been hearing great things about Widow's Bay. I definitely want to watch that. I sadly do not have. Um, what is it? Apple TV. But I love his X trilogy, and the fact that he's working on that Johnny Depp Christmas Carol adaptation. It did have some horror elements to it. I was like, oh, this kind of has some horror elements to it. Watching the trailer, I I'm actually very excited now. Like very excited. I was looking forward to the movie. I was very much that I was going to enjoy it. Now knowing he's directing it, Ty West, oh shit, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And I just wanted to update this because I wanted to tell you who's directing this. Like this, Ty West is a great director, and I'm now a lot more excited for the Christmas Carol adaptation. So that's great. So the next story, Comic-Con is not over yet, so I'm going to record this section of the podcast just like the last one, and then I'm going to wait until tomorrow, and I'm going to, by the time you're watching this and the last one, Comic-Con is going to be already over. But you'll probably notice that my shirt will change and stuff. But let's talk about Carrie. They released a teaser trailer for the Prime mini-series of Carrie. I believe it's a mini-series. And it's based on the Stephen King novel. And the trailer is being... it's the showrunner and director of the series is Mike Flanagan. Now, Mike Flanagan, he directed... actually a good bunch of stuff. He directed the Netflix series Haunting of Hill House? Yes. Let me see. There he is. Yes, he did direct The Haunting of Hill House, which is a Netflix series. But let's look at all the other stuff that he has directed. He really loves doing Stephen King adaptations. Very much. He is a big Stephen King fan. That is not the only Stephen King adaptation that he has done. He has done let's see. Oculus. I love Oculus. Oculus is a good movie. And Hush, great movie. And Ouija Origin Evil, that is 10 times better than fucking Ouija 1. Seriously. Gerald's Game, fucking good. Haunting of Hill House, amazing. Again, Stephen King adaptation. Doctor Sleep, that is a great sequel to The Shining. Fantastic sequel. I absolutely love it. He really did a great job. And again, Gerald's Game and Doctor Sleep are both Stephen King properties. And now he has a new Stephen King property, and Haunting of Hill House is pretty good. I've not seen The Haunting of Bly Manor. I will 100% admit that. I've heard good things about The Fall of the House of Usher. And he's going to direct the next Exorcist movie, which is another reboot, I believe. It's not actually a sequel to the last Exorcist movie. This one's going to be a full reboot again. And he's doing Carrie. Now, watching the trailer for Carrie, it was actually very interesting. I really liked it. It's very modern day. It's very modern day, and it's going to be a more miniseries stuff. And you know what? One of these days, they're going to make a found footage version of Carrie, and I think that would be a lot more closer to the book, because if you've read the book is written in different journal entries and articles, very similar to an actual book I have right next to me, Dracula. Yeah. Carrie is written very similar to Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is a bunch of journal entries and letters that piece together the story of, Dracula and Carrie. It was Stephen King's first published book. It wasn't his first book he ever written. It was his first published book. And it was really good. It's really great. And it's written in that I want to say found footage style, but there actually is a word for it. I'm going to look it up. I saw he found footage. It's both Dracula and Carrie writing style is very much like the found footage style of books. So I'm gonna actually say what it is. That's why I'm looking it up. What style of writing style is this? Okay, it's a horror novel. Horror genre, gothic style and themes. Yep, here it is. I'm just going to show you. This is the Wikipedia page, but this is actually a real term. The writing word has used, and it is what it is. So it is called ep Torley's novel, Torley, whatever. It is a novel written as a series of letters between the fictional characters of a narrative. The term is often extended to cover novels that intersperse other kinds of fictional document with the letters, and again, books that have this style is let's see books that are famous. I'm going to specifically say Mary Shelley's Frankenstein uses this frame of writing, the form of letters and stuff. This is a very common thing, I think, back in like this time period. As I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula is. C.S. Lewis used this form for the screw tape letters. I've never read that. I've only actually read just his fucking Chronicles of Narnia series. That's it. And you see, Stephen King's Carrie is a book, and the Handmaid's Tale. A lot of people do love this style of writing, and honestly, I actually like this as well. It's very good. The House of Leaves also has this found footage film transcripts, essays, fictitious footnotes, and letters spread over several layers of metafiction. Yeah. I've tried reading The House of Leaves, and it was fucking confusing. But basically, the best way to describe this is it is a this House of Leaves was a 2000 book? I thought it was a very recent book. Oh, interesting. But this style is very much like a found footage of writing. World War Z is also one of them. This style of writing. Again, this is very much like a found footage style writing. So one of these days, these filmmakers are gonna make like, honestly, that would be the best way to truly adapt this story. But I love the original Carrie. I think the original Carrie movie is great. The made for TV remake was okay. And the sequel to the original movie, the made for TV sequel to the original movie, was pretty decent. And the Carrie remake was a shot for shot remake, but it's not really a shot for shot remake, but it doesn't really follow the book as much. It's very much more closer to the original movie, just modernized. And I'll say this is also very closer to the. Actually, so far they're not really showing any of the Christian mother elements. They're just showing Carrie being bullied by a bunch of girls who she thought were her friends. They have not really showed her overprotective Christian mother, her heavily religious mother who thanks God. I say heavily protective. She's not heavily. I don't know why I said heavily protective. She fucking abuses Carrie in the book and the original movie because she thinks her daughter's a bastard child and is a giant sin against God because she had sex before marriage and she tried to abort Carrie but decided not to. And she abused her mother. Carrie got abused by her mother for so long, and it's sad. Like Carrie is a very like I would genuinely say she is a very tragic character, and the ending scene is amazing. If you've not read Carrie or watched the original '70s movie, what the fuck's wrong with you? Good, watch them, and then watch this new miniseries. This is a miniseries, I believe. Yeah. This is it says new series, but I think this is. There's no way they're going to be able to stretch this out to multiple seasons, right? I hope not. I hope this is a mini series because you cannot stretch a short book, a short novel into a fucking like multiple season mini series. Maybe 2 seasons at best. Maybe 2 seasons, but even that's stretching. So I'm excited for the show. If it is just a miniseries, if it ends with them saying there's going to be multiple seasons, then maybe. But so far, it seems like they're adapting everything from the book because this part is in the book at the end. Like this is clearly the end of the book, so it has to be like. And they're showing a shot at the end of the book. So I guess I'm spoiling that for you, but at this point, it doesn't. This is an old book, and I get it. Like, people don't always read or watch the same thing. But if you did ever want to read and watch the movie, then do it. Do it. Do it. But this looks great. I like the character, the actor who's playing Carrie. And I think this is going to be probably better than the 2013 remake. And even then, I don't hate that remake. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't the best. But I think the original will always be my favorite of Carrie, and I think this will be a good little adaptation. And I'm very much excited to see more. The reason why I don't think they're ever going to really do found footage, I think, is because this story, the story for Carrie works in that style in the book. In movie form, I think it works better where you're following the character and stuff. I do think it works better. And also, they could never make a found footage version of Dracula because the book takes place in the fucking 1800s. And also, vampires can't be captured on. I mean, actually, if you actually know a lot about, some people say vampires can be captured through cameras because the reason why a vampire is going to be captured through mirrors back in the day in these stories is because mirrors was made out of silver. It had like silver lining or silver like stuff made with it. And so vampires couldn't be reflected. But nowadays, nothing's really made with silver in mirrors or even the phone, so they probably could be captured on camera, but I kind of like the idea of them not being captured on camera, and there's no way you could do that and make a found footage out of Dracula. It's be fucking silly. I know, a random thing, tie over the random like thing I just made, a statement I made, but still, that's what happens. If I have a conversation that is very similar, and I have a book literally on my desk because of this book. I literally bought this book, like I bought this edition like a couple of days ago, and look at it. This is a nice edition of Dracula. Like, I don't know if you can really see, so I'm going to zoom. Oh yeah, you got skulls right there. You got this nice glossy paper on the side, and just the cover, Dracula covered by the shadows with his cloth, his cape, and over his hand. Like, this is good. This is a nice fucking edition of Dracula, and this was like $5. I love Dracula. I love classic literature. If you don't know, classic Lord horror literature, I will say. I mean, I do also love classic like fantasy literature and stuff, but classic gothic horror I love. And if I can find a Frankenstein in a set like this, that would be fucking sick. I don't even know who made this edition. Oh, here it is. If they have a Frankenstein of this, I very much would love this. It's like Arcturus. Actually, let's look it up. Do they have a Frankenstein edition of this style of book? Probably like who should move on, but you know, at this point, it's like I just want to know. I just want to know. Books Classics. Here we go. They have H.P. Lovecraft in this style? Oh, and it looks like they do have Frankenstein. I don't like the cover. Actually, I kind of like the cover. It's actually a cool looking cover. $14. Is it by them or is it by? Yeah, no, it is. Okay, that's a good little edition. Walmart has this copy of the book for $13. I bought this for $5. But they have H.P. Lovecraft in this nice bound edition. Oh, that's nice. Oh man, I love H.P. Lovecraft's works. Disclaimer: hate him as a person. I think he was an awful person. But I love his books. I love H.P. Lovecraft's books. The Call of Cthulhu, the Dunwich Horror, Stories of the Dreamlands, the Rudolph Carter Tales. Oh my god, the Mountain of Madness. Yes, please. Yes, please. I got the Odyssey, but it's more of like a normal style. It's a normal thing. It's not in the classic bound stuff. There we go. They got 1984 in this nice bound edition. They got a Christmas Carol. We were just talking about Christmas Carol in this nice bound edition. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, this will have a different Alice in Wonderland and a hardcover. But this one includes both Alice in Wonderland and For the Looking Glass. But it's not in the same like leather bound hardcover. It's more illustrated. Ooh, I got a different H.P. Lovecraft hardbound book. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in this style. That's nice. There's a fucking motorcycle going on in the background. Because of course there is. They do have Frankenstein in this style. It's a difference. Is that they have two versions of Frank. They have three versions. One is illustrated, but they have one in this style. This bound book. It's like they call it a glided pocket edition. Even though this would be really hard to fit in my pocket. But that, yeah, how much is that? How much is that? Amazon UK. It's only UK. What? Continue shopping. It's not for sale anymore. What? Oh, that's sad. Oh, I really wanted it. Sure, the center of the earth. Why am I have went on this weird thing talking about these random books? I could just be talking about news and stories, but I decided to go on this thing, and you can't even see what I'm looking at because I have my full screen on here. But I have decided to look through their books. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Call of Cthulhu. They have an illustrated version as well. These books are in the public domain, so anyone can release their copies of these books. But I do like these editions. These are nice. These are nice editions. This is my podcast. You will see that I talk about a lot of stuff. And Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and it's $10, but for the UK version on Amazon, but $10. Oh my gosh! I love Legend of Sleepy Hollow. That is one of my favorite short stories, classic horror stories. Oh, this is nice. Sherlock. They do the Sherlock Holmes box set. Oh, that's a nice box set. World of the Worlds! Oh! Take my money. Take them all. Take it all, guys. Oh my gosh. They got a nice copy of the Odyssey. HGO, but it's like a bigger edition. Anyways, let's go back to the main story. Carrie, looks like a good show. Very excited. Very sorry about that. Whatever. Very sorry about that. I just, talk about other stuff. We're now going to Marvel news. Ryan Gosling was just announced to be Ghost Rider. For years, there's one interviewer named Josh or something, and he was. Let me see if they talk about him. Like it began with Feige talking to this interviewer who goes by Josh. He does like this interview show that Kevin Feige was very recently on. And every time Kevin Feige is on that show, he always asks, "Hey, will Ryan Gosling ever be Ghost Rider?" And Feige always says, "Oh, we're talked with him, but I don't know. I don't think so." They now officially announced that Ryan Gosling will be Ghost Rider. Now, I actually watched this reveal. How did I watch it? You're gonna say. I was on YouTube. And I was watching David Jaffe. I do watch David Jaffe. I don't always agree with him at all, fully at all. Like he says a lot of shit that I go, I don't agree with you at all about. Like video games specifically. Like he always says something that's very outdated and stuff. But I do like watching him when he's playing video games or when he's doing this Comic-Con at home thing. I do like watching him. I think he can be controversial, because he likes to say what is on his mind, and it can just come out wrong. But I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's fine. Anyways, David Jaffe was streaming this, and someone said, "Hey, there's a person on Kick, the streaming platform Kick, streaming the entire panel." And he went over there and started watching, and he's like, "Okay, I'm actually going to stop this because Disney's probably going to snipe my stream and take it down." And so he went over to Twitter, which I don't have Twitter, and I decided, for the first time ever, I'm gonna go over the Kick and watch the stream. And I watched it, and by the time I got over there, they were doing this whole thing, and they were setting it up, and then they reveal Ghost Rider, Ryan Gosling. I was like, oh, and it's a Ghost Rider movie. It is a fucking movie. It is a new movie, and it's directed by Deadpool and Wolverine's Sean Levy, which is fucking awesome. And he's filming Star Wars Starfighter. And I watched this reveal, and it was so cool. It was so awesome. I was like, holy shit. What? I watched it live and stuff. I hate Kick as a website. That website fucking sucks. I kind of wish I could never go on that website again. But I was happy to at least watch this panel live, and I did watch the rest of it. They showed like a clip for a Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie. But the streamer started filming the clip, and then someone in chat's like, "No, put the camera down before Disney stream snipe you," which I'm shocked they didn't stream. I don't think they actually know Kick. I don't think they understand Kick. I don't think they know anyone streams on Kick. So he pulls the camera down, and I didn't get to see the clip, which I'm glad I didn't. I heard it, but I never. I didn't understand the context with just the audio, because it was just sound effects and shit. And I'm like, okay. So I'm glad I didn't see the full clip. Very much for Spider-Man. Did I even say it was for Spider-Man Brand New Day? And then the show continued, and they started revealing stuff for Doomsday, and I kind of clicked off because it was about actors and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to know anything more. But apparently, more information popped up. You know what? Actually, I might not. It says Deadpool, but that could mean anything. You know what? I'm just gonna remove that. Um, yeah, I watched it live, and this reveal was so cool. Honestly, I never really saw Ryan Gosling as a Ghost Rider. Um, like an actor for Ghost Rider. And I honestly never really saw him as that. I think he's a great actor, fantastic actor, and I know he's going to do a great job. He just wasn't my number one pick for Ghost Rider. Actually, Norman Reedus was my number one pick, and it's not just because of the motorcycle. He rides the motorcycle and stuff. It's because of his like attitude and his gritty attitude. It fit more. It fit more of Johnny. Now I don't know which Ghost Rider they're adapting. I 100% assume it's going to be Johnny Blaze, but it could be any of the other Ghost Riders. Definitely not the last Ghost Rider, because that Ghost Rider, the one that was driving the car, was I believe was he? I think he was Mexican. So Ryan Gosling definitely couldn't play that character. He has to be the one of the white Ghost Rider characters, because it would be very weird if he was that character. So I do think, and they obviously said he was driving. They made motorcycle noises and shit. So it's very clear that Ryan Gosling is going to be like Johnny, or there was another Ghost Rider after Johnny that found the bike of Ghost Rider and touched it, and then he became Ghost Rider just from that. I can't remember his name, but Johnny's always my favorite Ghost Rider, and I am excited for this. The one thing, they never revealed the rating of this, and a part of me hopes it is R, because if it's R, then it could mean this is a horror focused Ghost Rider movie. And I want a horror. My dream Ghost Rider movie is a horror focused Ghost Rider movie. Very much horror focused, like the recent comic that came out in 2024, I believe. 2024, 25, or even probably even before that, 2023. That recent, that first issue of Ghost Rider, the recent Ghost Rider with Johnny returns as Ghost Rider, was very body horror, was very supernatural, was very like horror in general. And it fit Ghost Rider's vibe so well that I want the next Ghost Rider movie to be very horror focused. Now, of course, you can do horror with PG-13, but if it has an R rating, then it makes me 100% certain that this is going to be horror focused. And I think that's the best way to do it. And honestly, I very much hope this is a solo movie. This is a solo superhero movie that doesn't really connect with the other MCU stuff. I'm fine if they eventually do it, or they eventually have Ghost Rider in a Marvel Cinematic Universe Avengers movie, or eventually has a Ghost Rider Midnight Sun characters appear in like Ghost Rider 3. But I would like Ghost Rider 1 and 2 to very much be a solo style movies, just building up Ghost Rider as a character, being very horror focused. And maybe 3, we have Blade show up, and then they set up the Midnight Suns and shit. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Truly. And this was a great reveal. This was so good. Apparently, they were giving, before the panel started, they were giving people masks of Doctor Doom. Like the mask for Doctor Doom and shit. And there's people on eBay who are now selling it for $400. Of course. But Ghost Rider is a dream MCU movie that I've been wanting them to do for so long. I love Ghost Rider as a character. And I fucking hope they do him justice. I very much hope they do him justice. I very much hope it's a horror-focused movie. Even if it's PG-13, I want it to just be horror-focused. I want it to be horror-focused. You don't need to be full R-rated horror. PG-13 horror is fine, as long as it is horror-focused at all. I'm 100% fine with that. And they're gonna have to very much have demonic shit in this. There has to be reference of the devil. And not just the devil, just like Mephisto is definitely going to be in this, which is going to be fucking sick. They already set up Mephisto in that Ironheart show. I never watched that. I gotta admit, I never watched the Ironheart, but I do know who plays Mephisto in that, and it was what's his name? No, what's his name? He played Borat. The actor who played Borat. What's his name? Oh no! Let me look it up. Ironheart television miniseries. Sacha Baron Cohen. Yes, Sacha Baron Cohen. He played Mephisto in that show. Mephisto finally appeared, and it was like for a split second. And I hope Ghost Rider very much has him as like a villain in it. And I very much hope there's other supernatural, like demonic references and shit. I'm excited for Ghost Rider. I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be so good. So good! The next thing is Dungeons and Dragons movie sequel has a script. By financial reasons, keep it from ever coming out. Jonathan Goldstein says the script for a sequel already exists, but he's not expecting to see the light of day anytime soon. Want to know why? We were hired to write it. I don't know it will see the light of day for a number of reasons. They're expensive movies to make, but are great fun to do it. We love the cast, and we think we want something that fans would like. I want a sequel, goddammit! Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Things is the best fucking adaptation of what a D&D roleplay session looks like. It is fucking incredible. Oh my gosh. And this would be so good to see a sequel for. The first movie was so good. But you want to know why they won't make a sequel to it? Because the first movie didn't do well. Because I don't think they really advertised it that well. And it just didn't do well. But word of mouth, I think a sequel probably could do better. I truly believe a sequel could do better. And just make a sequel, oh damn it. I really love the first movie. I want a sequel. The first movie was so good. It was so good. And the fact that we'll probably never see a sequel to it just saddens me. It very much saddens me because the first one was an absolutely great example of what a live action adaptation of someone's D&D game would look like. And it was so good. It was very much on levels with something like The Legend of Ex Machina, so animated series. It was very much on the level like Critical Role, I would say. I love this. This was absolutely a great movie, and the fact that we probably never see a sequel does very much sadden me, because I want to see a sequel. I want to see a sequel. Please make a sequel. Please! Please! I'm begging you! I'm begging you. So we are... I'm going to talk about one more thing. I recently went shopping, comic book shopping. I recently went comic book shopping, and I picked up 2 comics. And when I say recently, I mean today. I bought 2 comics today. Absolute Batman Volume 1, and it's like this nice hardcover edition. I'm probably going to edit it where footage will be shown of the comics. But it's this nice, like, hardcover edition. And Volume 1, it collects both issues 1 through 6. It's called The Zoo, Absolute Batman The Zoo. And I have not played the, and I have not read the Absolute Batman series yet. My friend Jake very much has talked highly about it. I do believe he said it's pretty good, and I've heard great things about it. And basically, if you don't know what Absolute Batman is, Absolute Batman is there was a comic that had Doomsday create a separate reality where the universe is more darker and messed up, and there are different variations of the DC superheroes like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but they're different. For example, Batman is no longer a rich playboy. He is poor. He is a a bodybuilder, and he relies more on his skills than he really does rely on his money. And what I know about Absolute Superman is he was not raised by the Kents, and he has no family, and I don't really know. That's all I really know about that. I know nothing about Absolute Wonder Woman. I will admit that. I've heard great things about Absolute Batman, and I've heard great things about Absolute Superman. I've heard a lot more about Absolute Batman, obviously. And I definitely want to read the other two versions, but I'm very excited to read this version of Absolute Batman. And I also got Superman Red Sun. This is a smaller version, for some reason, I think DC is starting to re-release their graphic novels or comic collections. Like when I was at the comic shop, this was a big comic shop. It was very big. But when I was at the comic shop, they had not just Superman Red Sun, they had like the Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, and this was a very small. It was very small. It was like a paperback edition, kind of like the size of this Dracula book. But you're gonna see it. You're gonna see what it looks like because I'm gonna show the footage of what it looks like. But it's very small, and so is this Superman Red Sun. And I think what they're doing is they're re-releasing their most popular comics, most popular like storylines, and they're making them more smaller size printing. Because there was not just that; there was not just Superman Red Sun and Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. There was a couple other of them, and they're like $10 editions. And I only bought Superman Red Sun. And if you don't know what Superman Red Sun, it's a what if story. Superman Red Sun is a what if story. If you've seen The Flash, the Flash movie, you remember Supergirl in that movie where she was raised by the Russian government, and she was held hostage in there while they did tests on her. That is taken from. No, it's not. Is it? No, now I remember. Flashpoint also has this storyline where Russia takes Superman and raises him in Flashpoint. Never mind. Yeah, no, that happens in Flashpoint. But there is a separate comic that is that storyline where what if Superman did not fall in America and didn't fall into the hands of the Kents. Instead, he followed into the hands of Russia, and he's raised by the Communist Party. And I'm very excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about Superman Red Sun. If you would like to see I would like to do comic reviews. And I don't know why I'm asking this, because even if you say no, I'm probably going to do a comic review on here. That's just how it is. But if you do want to see it, just tell me. You want to see me talk about comics, like actually review comics. If I do review a comic, it will probably either be the Absolute Batman Volume 1 or Superman Red Sun. But I do love comics, and not just like the mainstream comics. I love indie comics and like horror comics and graphic novels and stuff. I mostly buy graphic novels. I don't really buy single issues. I buy like collections and stuff, graphic novels, or just graphic novels in general. I just like reading single stories and stuff. And I want to read Absolute Batman. I want to read Absolute Superman as well, and Absolute Wonder Woman. And I do know there's an Absolute Green Arrow and Green Lantern, I believe. I want to read those too. And I think they just announced at Comic-Con Absolute Cyborg. I think they announced Absolute Cyborg is coming out. And I'm excited. I'm excited to learn about this Absolute universe. I never read the storyline where Doomsday creates the universe, but so far what I've heard is I don't need to read that. If I just knew the overlying storyline of Doomsday created this universe, I don't need to actually read that comic, I've heard. But if that's not true, and I do need to read it, then I'll try to find it. Try to find that storyline where Doomsday creates the Absolute universe. because I would like to get the full picture if that is the case. But of what I've heard is I can just start with Absolute Batman, and I'm excited to read it. I love what I've been hearing about it, and I love the character designs of the characters that I've been seeing so far. But yeah, we're gonna kind of cut from here, but don't worry. In a few seconds, I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna be talking about what happened at Comic Con tomorrow, I believe. Unless, yeah, no, it's also Sunday, I believe. How many days is Comic Con? How many days is Comic Con San Diego? 4 main days, Thursday through Sunday. Okay, so it's a 4-day event, and I do believe uh, they're probably going to make some more announcements. Probably, maybe just some more smaller announcements. If there's nothing that big, then what I would do is nothing. I don't know. I'll try to find a different story to talk about. I do. Let's see. What is happening at Comic Con Sunday? Sun. Is there going to be anything? I really don't know. I don't. I just. I never really talk about Comic Con until very later. Movie and TV schedule. Thursday. Okay. Friday. Did you know Supernatural has a comic prequels series? Saturday. And Sunday. Okay, we got some stuff that's going to be happening. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. But if not, then I'll figure out something else. But did you know there was a Supernatural comic book series? Like Supernatural, they just recently made a Supernatural comic book series. I'm only saying this because Supernatural is literally on my other screen right now. I haven't paused. I'm on season 6. Yeah, I'm on season 6, and there is a comic book series that had just been released, like in 2025, I believe. It's being released by um, Dynamite Entertainment. It's a comic book branch, and here it is. What is this? Is it a sequel to Supernatural? No, it takes place in between season 1 and 2. It shows us what happened during the events of what happened in between season 1 and 2. And yeah, see, it says it's set between the Foundation first and second seasons of the landmark television series. And they do have variant covers. They have Sam and Dean with a fire hand in front of them, Sam and Dean on the Impola, and Sam is holding a crossbow while Dean has a giant machete. There's one photo that is literally just a like a variety magazine cover of the actors who play Sam and Dean, Jensen Ackles and Anthony. No, did I just? This is. I've been watching this show. Jared Padalecki. Why did I say Anthony? I knew for a fact that was not his fucking name. I don't even know why I said that. Jared Padalecki. Yeah, sorry. Uh, Jared Padalecki plays Sam. Jinzo Esco plays Dean. I would like to read the series. I love Supernatural, and I love the first 4 series. I wonder if they're going to release this in and a graphic novel bonding because yeah, apparently DC Comics did a supernatural. No, yes, no, it is. It's based on the CW TV series Supernatural. Sam Winchester visits the United Kingdom on what is meant to be a sleepy trip. On his first day, he meets on at a break. So this is a prequel to the first season. So DC did a Supernatural comic that seems to be a prequel to the first season. That is an old comic. The Dynamite Entertainment comic is new. Is a new comic from 2025 to 2026, and I don't know how many issues there are now. How many issues are there? Why won't you tell me? Super. The Archie versus the. Wait a second. I just saw that on their website. Archie versus the Terminator. What? What? Oh, I gotta know more about that. So there's issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, and apparently it's ending. It's ending. Like it is ending. 5, 6, 7, and then Castiel special number 1, which I'm going to assume takes place during season 3, right? Or is this going to be a case where they die, go to heaven, meet Castiel, and then forget meeting him because they have said in the show that Sam and Dean has been to heaven multiple times, and God just made them forget. So there's 7 issues. It looks like, with one. There's 8 issues. One of them is a Supernatural special issue, and it says number 1. So it's probably going to be another Supernatural special. So I hope they do like a good graphic novel collection. But what the fuck is Archie versus the Terminator? What are you, Archie versus the Dynamite Entertainment is the one that does the Archie comics? I didn't realize that. I thought it was Archie. I thought Archie did the Archie comics, unless they no longer do Archie comics. Yeah. Archie versus the Terminator. Archie versus the Terminator. Archie versus the. What? It's like looks like it's only got 1 issue at the moment. It looks like it's just been released. It releases in October. What? And it doesn't look like doesn't look like Archie. It looks like a realistic take on Archie, just by guessing on the main cover. This is the main cover, and these are variants. And only one of them is in the original Archie style, with the other one being with the Terminator with Archie's face on the Terminator's head. But it looks like the main cover is what it's going to actually look like. And you know what? I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. Do they make other Archie comics? I swear Archie did the Archie comics. Unless Dynamite Entertainment was at one point called Archie. What? I think Dynamite does the Army of Darkness comics and the Evil Dead comics. There's Archie X Army of Darkness. What? And it released this year. It released this year. February 4th. There's a fucking Archie. There's an Archie. There's an Archie X Army of Darkness. What? And there's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? 5 issues? What? What? Oh my gosh. So I think Dynamite only does like this weird crossover stuff with Archie. And doesn't actually do the Archie comics. And it has to be, I think Archie comics does the Archie comics. But that's fucking crazy. There's Archie versus the Terminator and Archie versus X Army of Darkness? What? What? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is cool. That is cool. I have to pick up those comics. You're probably going to see some reviews on those. Probably not soon, but I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to find them and get the Archie X. I probably will have to get them digitally, which is fine. Unless they have like a graphic novel collection of all the stories. But I'm gonna buy Archie X Army of Darkness and Archie versus the Terminator. That one's not even out yet. That one comes out in October, it said. So, oh yeah. Hell yeah. That is sick. That is sick. Oh. Yes. Please. What? That is crazy. I did not even. Did you know Godzilla has a bunch of weird comics? Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Last couple episodes I talked about the Odyssey, the movie Odyssey with Nolan, Christopher Nolan. Did you know that arriving June 10th, this already happened, this already is out. They've been doing a bunch of weird comics. It's called Godzilla Monster Piece Theater, and they released Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla, but now they're doing the Godzillas, the Odyssey. And what it is, it's the story of the Odyssey, you know, the new Christopher Nolan movie, and Homer's classic, not the Simpson Homer, the Greek philosopher Homer. Homer's classic. This is Godzilla on the journey of the Odyssey, and apparently there's a side story called Robin Hood plus Godzilla. What the fuck? What? That is cool. And I don't think that's the only thing. I'm going to show you another. My face was not even in that shot, but that's fine. I don't care. I'm going to show you another Godzilla comic that I literally saw when I was at the comic shop today. It's a part of Godzilla's masterpiece, monster piece theater. The Kaiju of Oz. The Kaiju of Oz. The Kaiju of Oz. Yes, please. Yes. Oh my gosh. And there's this one comic, it looks like it's trying to be the cover of Fantastic Four, featuring Godzilla's Monster Piece Theater. This is probably like a collecting all the stories, it seems like, into one actual collection, probably. And it's got the time machine adaptation, The Great Gatsby, and Sherlock Holmes, and this mysterious guy. And it's recreating the first Fantastic Four cover with Godzilla and these public domain characters. That's so funny and awesome. Comics are amazing. And I love Godzilla. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking silly. Give me all of it. Thank you very much. I want it all. Uh, yes, please. Yes, please. But I wanted to share those at the end. So we're gonna kind of cut it here and see what happens tomorrow. And if there's nothing, then I'll just try to find something else. But anyways, here we go. Thank you, me. That's right. We have cut back to the story because I do got a couple things that I do want to talk about, and then we're gonna end a podcast. So, a Comic Con had just ended today, yesterday, technically, because it's now 12 a.m. for me. It's now a new day, but so the day is the 27th of July. Comic Con ended yesterday. Just it ended around in the evening, the 26th. So today, I guess, but it's now officially a new day. So we're gonna talk about, I guess, old stories because yeah, I already talked about Ghost Rider. Marvel announces Ghost Rider movie. So why am I talking about this? Because now there's a at first it's like, okay, is Ryan Gosling gonna be Johnny? But look at the logo. Look at this logo. People are thinking it's actually going to be based on Danny. Danny was the second Marvel Ghost Rider. I say second Marvel Ghost Rider because even though technically Marvel bought the rights to Ghost Rider, eventually they lost the rights to the cowboy version of the Ghost Rider. That actually is true. And someone else started selling the comics of the cowboy Ghost Rider somewhere else. So, if you don't know, there was an original comic before the Marvel Ghost Rider comics, and it was a cowboy called Ghost Rider. He was a guy who dressed up in all white as a white ghost cowboy, and he would call himself the Ghost Rider. It had nothing to do with the Marvel version. Then many years later, Marvel bought the rights to that Ghost Rider comic. Didn't do anything with it until someone came with the idea of the Ghost Rider you know as now. And so they're like, okay, let's just use the name Ghost Rider. And that became the Ghost Rider. Eventually, the comic, the original cowboy Ghost Rider, became the Haunted Phantom, I believe. The Phantom Rider, or something like that. The Haunted Phantom Rider. I actually have a issue of the Haunted Phantom Rider with its name changed. I don't know where it is, but I do own it. Because it was very cheap to give. It's like $20, I believe, $30. And it what it does is it combines the early issues of the original Ghost Rider, Cowboy Ghost Rider comics. Again, the people bought the comic itself, but they couldn't not buy the name because Marvel owned the rights to the name Ghost Rider. So technically, even though yes, there was a Cowboy Ghost Rider, and yes, at one point Marvel owned it, they do not own it, I don't think, anymore. Or at least they didn't own it when they were making the newer Johnny comics and then the Danny comics. But the second Demon Ghost Rider, we're going to call him, the second good Demon Ghost Rider was Danny. And then there was Robbie, who was the Ghost Rider with a car. Each Ghost Rider is not the same Spirit of Vengeance. Actually, Robbie is not even a Spirit of Vengeance, if I remember correctly. They probably retconned it, but when I read the original Robbie Reyes comics, Robbie was possessed by the soul of his dead uncle. So let's look at this logo. So you see that logo. The reason I'm talking about this is because which version is Ryan Gosling going to play? It's obviously not going to be Robbie Reyes because Ryan's white. He's a white guy. And I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to adapt him. And besides, Marvel technically had already adapted him in the MCU. But here's the thing. That was in S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and as far as I know, they've kind of just retconned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They kind of just retconned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it does not look like that version of Resident Evil. Resident. What am I saying? Of Ghost Rider is going to be in is going to be canon anymore. I very much think they've completely just not made uh Robbie Reyes's Ghost Rider canon. So we're going to look at the original logos for Ghost Rider, the original Ghost Rider comics logos, and we're going to show you what I mean. So let's look at the movie logo. Look at the movie logo. This is the logo for the movie. It is this specific logo. As you can see, and this is going to be the only, I think, probably the part of the podcast where you're probably going to look at the visuals of it. But then we got the logo specifically for Danny Ketch. Danny Ketch was the second Ghost Rider, and he was the different Spirit of Vengeance. But look at his logo, and let's look at the movie's logo. It is the same logo for Danny. So now people are theorizing that this is going to be an adaptation of Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider. And honestly, Ryan Gosling fits more of Danny than he does fit Johnny to me. So there's a small chance that Ryan Gosling could play Danny Ketch, and I'm fine with that. As long as, honestly, I would have been fine if they redid Robbie's story, Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider story, as long as they made one big change. Because I'm gonna show you Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider, and it's kind of the reason why I don't really. I do like Robbie Reyes' stories. Honestly, don't really care for the character of Robbie Reyes. I think he's a fine character, and honestly, I'm not really a big fan of it being the soul of his killer uncle, his satanic killer uncle. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. But here is the one big change I would make for if they wanted to adapt Robbie Reyes again. And I guess if people are like, well, it's what makes him more iconic, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I hate the car. I fucking hate the car. I want a motorcycle. God damn it! Give Ghost Rider a motorcycle. Like I don't want a car. If you want to adapt Robbie Reyes' story again, like if they wanted to redo his story, obviously not with Ryan Gosling as the actor, but they wanted to get a new actor, maybe even bring back the actor who did Robbie Reyes in Agents of Shield, which I don't think I think this has been retconned. There has been many things retconned. A lot of people are like, well, there's already a Ghost Rider in the MCU. Yes, but many things in the MCU's Agent of Shield show has been retconned in the Agent of Shield's in the actual MCU later movies. So this show, and I'm pretty sure I've heard many times from Kevin Feige and from other people that it's no longer canon. At the time Agent of Shield was being filmed, it was very much canon. But then they wanted to reuse the villains or something from the comics that were in Agent of Shield, and they had to retcon everything. But the big change, if they ever decide to bring back, ever decide to adapt Robbie Reyes' stories again, the biggest change I definitely think they should make is give him a motorcycle and stop having him use a car. I hate the car. I hate the look of the car. I mean, the car looks cool. It looks like a cool car. I think Ghost Rider looks fucking cooler if he has a motorcycle. Look at this. This is a badass. This with him as a motorcycle, chain whipping shit. That looks more badass than a car. It's just the truth. I don't like it. I do like the design of Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider. I like his design. I do. It's actually, strangely enough, my favorite design of Ghost Rider, honestly. I just do not like that he drives a car. And honestly, I don't really like that it's the soul of his evil satanic uncle. Instead of being a different variation of Spirit of Vengeance. Like I don't like that either. I'm like, okay, why couldn't it just be another Spirit of Vengeance? Why does it have to? Why is it the evil soul of his evil uncle? That's dumb to me. I'd never liked that either. I didn't hate. I gotta make it very clear. I did not hate Robbie Rey's stories. I actually very much did enjoy his comic. I read his comics. I didn't read all of them. I read volume 1 and 2. That had like the the like the first two like storylines in there, volume 1 and volume 2. I never read anything past those. There has been a lot more Robbie Reyes store comics and stuff, but a lot of people are theorizing that this is not going to be Johnny, an adaptation of Johnny, because this is what Johnny's logo looked like for a while. This is what his logo and stuff looked for there. Now you're probably like, well, but this logo or this logo, the original Ghost Rider. This was during the time when they brought back Johnny Blaze and stuff to be Ghost Rider. But when this is like Johnny Blaze versus, because this is the storyline where Johnny Blaze, right there, that's where he is, was no longer Ghost Rider, but he was hunting Ghost Rider and stuff, trying to help Danny. But Danny Ketch was eventually a Ghost Rider, and this is what his logo looked. So now a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be Danny Ryan Gosling is playing as. And either way, I'm happy with. They very much confirmed that this Ghost Rider is going to be driving a motorcycle, riding a motorcycle, and not driving a car. So already right there, applause. Yes, thank you. I'm excited to see what it is. It will launch in 2028. I don't think I mentioned that at all. It will launch in 2028, and I'm excited for it. I just wanted to bring in that theory. The next thing I'm going to talk about is this movie. Apple TV is releasing a movie. Yeah, you read it right. It's called Matchbox the Movie. Now, I saw this get uploaded on IGN. It was a part of my recommendation this morning. And I clicked it, thinking it was a Matchbook documentary. And if you don't know what Matchbox is a toy. It's the competition with Hot Wheels by Mattel or something, I believe. And yeah, it's just another version of Hot Wheels like toys and stuff. And look at that, they have Matchbook the Matchbook the movie toys now. That's funny. So you're probably thinking, oh, what could they do that honestly, like, here's the thing. When I watched the trailer for this movie, Matchbook the movie, I genuinely was like, what could they possibly do with? Because when I got it uploaded, I thought it was a documentary, and then on IGN they actually have the name of the cast, and I saw Matchbook the movie official trailer. I'm like, oh, it's a documentary about Matchbox and stuff. And then I saw the name John Cena. I was like, does John Cena talk about how much he loves Matchbox as a kid? And no. John Cena plays this fucking international spy or something, and he decides to hang out with his childhood friends because back in the day they used to play Matchbox when they were children, and they loved Matchbox when they were kids. This is they literally say we used to play Matchbox when we were kids. You remember that? Remember when we used to play Matchbox when we were kids? This is probably the only time they actually mention Matchbox. I 100% like probably the flashback when they're kids, and probably when he goes, "Hey, you remember when we used to play Matchbox when we were kids?" Why are you calling this movie Matchbox the movie? What justifies this to be a name of a toy brand? Like what? Like honestly, if I was given the IP of Matchbox and they would like make a movie about Matchbox, you know what I would do? There's a scene in in that movie. It's called The Red One, with Dwayne Johnson. The Rock. And he grabs like a bunch of Hot Wheels and he throws them on the floor and makes them bigger. I would have had this movie where this like the government has a new technology where they can make Matchbox toys into real cars, and then that would to me would justify calling this movie Matchbox the movie, because at least you are have an excuse to use the toys in scenes, in action scenes and shit. To me, this just feels like they had like a script for just a Fast and Furious movie, or just a movie like an action car movie. They had a script for an action car movie, and then the studio bought the rights to Matchbox. I keep saying Matchbooks, but bought the rights to Matchbox, and they were like, we got, how do we make a movie at this? I don't know, but we got a script for this movie that has to deal with cars and shootouts and stuff. Okay, slap the name Matchbox on that. And it, to me, it's like, why even make a Matchbox movie? I don't understand that. Why even buy the fucking license to Matchbox the toys just like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Honestly, the reason why I'm even talking about this is because it's called Matchbox the movie. Like, what the Hot Wheels video games, let's talk about the Hot Wheels video games. At least they use the concept of it being toys. You're racing in a kid's bedroom, or you're racing in like like the play sets of Hot Wheels and shit, so they very much rely on it being toys. This has nothing to do with the toy Matchbox, like, at all, and it feels like this it's kind of a waste of money just to buy this IP. Not my money, it's the studio's money, but it's so fucking weird. Like, why? Why? This does not make any sense at all. Like why? Um, two box Cena drift. This looks like an elaborate high budget comedy sketch by SNL. Yes. It would have been funny, the title card said, from the studio that brought you Barbie and Masters of the Universe. Yes, yeah. Mattel. It's from Mattel. This looks like something out of the studio. Yes, yeah, the studio. Yeah, it does. Apple, we have Fast and Furious at home. Director, how much do you want to reveal? Producer, yes. It's an action movie. What? Battleship sank at the box office so Matchbox could flop at home. That's funny. Is this movie called Matchbox because they played with matchboxes as kids? That's a stretch, isn't it? That is. That is. I agree with you. What the fuck? This is dumb. It's dumb. It's gonna be on Apple TV, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't really care to watch it. I just don't. This is a dumb excuse of an IP. This is a dumb excuse of an IP. Resident Evil. We're gonna end on Resident Evil. Yay! I just wanted to kind of briefly mention this. Arena Breakout Infinite. I don't really know. It's like a mobile game, I believe. Is doing a Resident Evil 4 collab. Was that in the trailer? Did it just slow down? Yeah, no, it slows down in the trailer. That's so weird. It's like weird editing. I thought that my computer was fucking up there for a second. But yeah, Capcom really likes to license out their games to these mobile game companies, Japanese mobile game companies, and this is one of them. I think I could be wrong. Yeah, free to play extraction shooter. It's on Steam and Epic Games. Never mind. But it is like a free to play microtransaction type game. You got Ada, you got Leon, and you got zombies. I know nothing about this. I just want to talk about it because it's like zombie Resident Evil. And look, boobs. Hate her boobs. Um, they're using the Resident Evil 4 versions of these characters. Why not Resident Evil 9? Like, that's a recent game. I don't understand the slow-mo in this trailer. There's a lot of slow motion of just random shit. And what is the infection? It looks like they're turning some zombies into gold. What is this game? I've never seen this game. I knew the name. I knew the name Arena Breakout. I've never watched gameplay of this. I thought it was a battle royale. Apparently, it's an extraction shooter, and for Arena Blackout Infinite launching on July 24th. So it released literally this trailer released. I thought this was a trailer released today or something. I don't know, released a couple days ago. Weird. If you like this, if you like Arena Blackout Infinite, it'll probably be something to play. Anyways, that was a good transition because we're going to talk about Resident Evil. Director knows Resident Evil 2 doesn't have snow or iPhones, but he takes liberties to make the movie better. Now, we've all realized that this does not take place in the game universe. And the director says, I take liberties and stuff, and I'm fine with people taking liberties. I really don't care. I was 100, and he kept saying in his interviews, like I'm not making I'm not trying to adapt a video game. Like this lady says, I'm not trying to adapt a video game. I'm not using the characters from the game. I'm not telling a story that the games tell because I'm going to be able to do it better than the games. Oh, because I'm not. Sorry, I misread that. Because I'm not going to do it better than the games. The games are so well executed, and to me, Leon and Claire, and these characters exist so perfectly in the games that anyone I cast and any difference that I do with them would be probably to the detriment of what I was trying to do. The detriment of what I was trying to do. And I agree with this. I very much agree with this. I was so much hoping that this would be a Fallout situation. I was so hoping this would be a Fallout situation where it doesn't adapt a story in the games and it probably doesn't even have characters from the games, but it exists in the universe. And this does not exist in the Resident Evil games universe. For one, Raccoon City is still around. It takes place in modern day. And there's snow and stuff, so, you know. And, I wanted this to be my Fallout. Even though Fallout's already my Fallout. But I think I'm more of a Resident Evil fan than a Fallout fan, I will admit that. But I wanted this to be my Fallout. Where it was 100% a separate story that could easily fit within the Resident Evil universe. I very much wanted this to fit easily into the Resident Evil universe, and it's like Fallout Season 1, where they make references here and there and connect it with the games, but they don't adapt a video game story. And I was fine if he never brought in the characters, but I was hoping that they would make reference to the games, telling their own separate story. To me, this is now really just sound like I believe he is a fan of the games. I believe he really is a fan of the games. Especially with this interview, it does seem to me that he is a fan of the games. And I'm fine with him taking liberties. But come on, man. I was 100% hoping that this would be a separate story that fits nicely into the Resident Evil universe, because Resident Evil is a series that can allow that. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but it can. It is a Fallout-like series where it can have a separate storyline that takes place in the Resident Evil universe. There are many games that do that. I just wish that it did that. And I wished it fit nicely into the Resident Evil games, because it's not going to. It's very clear it's not going to. And that sucks. That does suck to me. That does suck. But I still think it's gonna be a good movie either way. It might not be a good adaptation. in the vein of like Fallout, but it'll probably still be a good movie, a good horror movie at least. So no matter what, I'm looking forward to it as a fan of Zach Krager than I am as a fan of Resident Evil. Even though I am a big fan of Resident Evil, it is very clear that this might not be like at all like the games. And that saddens me a little bit. I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna be more like fan servicey, like, oh, you remember this? There's a typewriter. There's the ammo boxes from Resident Evil. You guys remember that? I think it's gonna be more like that, while also being a separate story that has nothing to do with Resident Evil. I hope I'm fucking wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I truly believe it's gonna be a good horror movie, but it's not gonna be a good Resident Evil movie. So let's talk about this IGN interview, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the interview. I'm gonna play the audio of it because it's fucking weird. Like, I'm gonna play this section.
Together, we figured out. Let's start with number 5, the 5th best.
The 5th best. This is tough, man. I would say, yeah. We could do this together. 7, 8, 9, 4.
4 is my favorite Resident Evil. A man.
8, 9, 2, 4.
4 is number 1.
4 would be my number 1.
A man of impeccable taste.
You agree with this?
Yes. For number 4 is my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. It is my top 3 favorite video game of all time.
Yeah.
Are you talking original or remake, or do you just kind of glue them together?
I'll glue them together, but I've spent way more time on the remake.
Okay.
I am with him. I put the original and the remake together. It's having a hard time like comparing which and which. This is not the part I'm talking about. This interview gets fucking strange. It gets fucking stupid, and we're gonna find out why. Listen to this. Listen to this part.
So I have a couple of questions for you specifically then.
Okay, great.
Okay. Welcome.
Hello. Okay, go ahead.
What are you buying?
Yeah. Don't get yourself killed out there. Yeah.
Do you have an answer?
What am I buying?
Yeah, what are you buying?
Well, the first thing I'm going to buy is probably the case upgrade.
Okay.
Okay, if I'm able to. What are you talking about?
Okay, what are you selling?
What am I selling? I sell all the crossbow bolts.
Okay, I thought you were going to be like, I'm selling this movie, but I like the crossbow.
Oh, I thought we were talking, oh, what am I selling? Okay, yeah, sure.
Stranger, what do you need that for?
What am I supposed to say to this?
I don't know, anything you
You hear him getting so fucking confused, like, what am I supposed to do to this question? Like, the interviewer is like, he's like, what are you selling? And the director knows what he's talking about. The director's played the games. He's not confused. He knows what this is. He knows what he's referencing, the merchant from Resident Evil 4. But he doesn't know what the fuck the bit is. And even I don't know what the bit is. What is this bit? What is this bit? He's confused by the bit. I'm confused by the bit. And the interviewer, he's like, what are you selling? And the director, Zach, he gives an honestly good answer to a strange question like this, because he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to play into this of selling to the merchant thing, because that's what he thinks it's what the guy wants. Like, he wants to say what it is. But no, he's like, oh, I was kind of hoping you would sell the movie. What is this bit?
want?
Move
Okay.
on.
Is that all, Stranger?
Is that all?
You hear that? He's like, move on. Just move on from this. I don't want to be a part of this stupid fuck. He's literally saying, I don't want to be a part of this stupid bit. What is this bit?
Come back anytime.
Come back anytime.
There we go.
Okay, great.
There it is. Okay, one more question. Barbarian and Weapons are some of my favorite movies of all time.
He's like, I don't know what's going on. What is this bit? And you can even tell the frustration in him. He's like, what? What is this? And the actor for the main character, he's just trying to hold in his laughter. Like, look at this. Look at him face palm and shit. Like, what is this bit? And then here's what happens at the end.
Anywhere. Resident Evil.
I didn't understand what you were doing.
Even the interviewer says, I don't even know what it was. The director's like, I don't even know what the bit was. And he's the interviewer, Brian, has responded, thank you for everything, especially Zach, for pushing through my stupid RE4 merchant quotes. Bit that started strong, and if it didn't start at all strong, it was fucking confusing, and then failed spectacularly. You can say that. My producer was in my ear telling me we had to cut the interview short, so I wrote into that section without prepping Zach properly, and the result was a hot mess. You can hear us joking about it after the shoot ends. Can't win them all, Brian. What was the bit? What was the bit? Even I don't know what the bit was supposed to be. I'm a Resident Evil fan. I don't know what this bit was supposed to be. This was a weird bit. I saw, like, the reason I'm talking about this is because I didn't even watch this interview until Charlie from Moist Critical talked about it. He talked about it on his YouTube channel, and I watched it, and I saw that segment in his video, and I was like, what the fuck is this interviewer trying to do? At first, I was thinking, oh, okay, the reason why this is happening is because people are making fun of that Zach didn't understand, because he doesn't understand, he never actually played the game, and he doesn't know who the merchant is, so he's confused by that. No, he was just genuinely confused because the interviewer was just asking these questions that did not make any sense. Like, they were quotes from the game, but what was he understood they were quotes from the game. He very much understood these were quotes from the video game. He didn't understand what he was supposed to say to these quotes. And at one point, the interviewer's like, at one point the interviewer's like, I was hoping you would sell the movie to what are you selling question. And oh my god, the merchant bit didn't go well. The merchant part was painful to watch. The merchant skit didn't land very well. Kreger wanted to move that shit along ASAP. He fucking did. Zach dismissing the merchant question was funnier than the bit itself. You know, Brian felt stupid and thought about that interaction all night after. He probably did. I don't get this. I don't get what was this question. I really don't get what this bit was. Like, Brian, man, just make a video just talking what you wanted this bit to be. Like, what was the idea of the bit? Because even you say at the end you didn't know what it was. Was this something the IGN's producers wanted? Like, just do something funny with the merchant. Do some merchant questions. That'd be funny. Maybe that was the case. Maybe he was kind of forced to do this, and even he didn't have enough prep time to understand what this was. Well, I guess I'm not gonna blame it on Brian. Like he probably did understand what it was, or he probably didn't, and it was something like either he understood it, and he didn't have enough time to explain it, or he was told this and no one understood it at all. But yeah, I don't get it. I thought that was a weird bit. I was like, that is so weird. That is so weird. And that ends Comic-Con. This was the last day of Comic-Con, and by the time you watch this, it'll be a couple days since Comic-Con. Yeah, I'm probably gonna upload this video. I'm gonna upload. I was thinking about uploading a games playthrough this week as well, besides just 2 podcast episodes. But I think I'm going to upload just 2 podcast episodes this week. The Comic-Con one, the first one, and this one. So this Comic-Con one. So hopefully that is good. I have other stuff that I want to upload eventually. And yeah. Um, yeah. This was strange. I'm very excited for the Resident Evil movie. We're gonna end this now. Give this video a like. Comment down below what you thought about all this stuff, Comic Con stuff. Are you excited for some of the announcements, the movies? Are you confused about Matchbox the movie, or that interview question from IGN? Um, Comment down below. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. I post a bunch of different things. I post gameplays that I did live on Twitch, because I do have a Twitch. Twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. It's twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. Give me a follow. Twitch.tv/Jarvey Rocks. There's a link in the description, and give me a follow. I really appreciate it. You can watch me play a bunch of different games. I also live react to game showcases, like the Game Awards, Nintendo Direct, PlayStation State of Play, Xbox Showcase, Summer Games Fest. I react to all that stuff. But I also play a variety of games, from modern to AAA, AA, indie to retro, from NES to PS1, PS2, PS3. That's officially classified as retro. And yeah, we got so much. I want to play a variety of games. I mostly will be playing horror games, because horror game is my favorite genre. But I play a variety of different types of games, from third-person action games, with narrative stories, or just arcade games or platformers, either 2D or 3D. I don't care. Whatever I want to play, I'll be playing them on Twitch, because I am a variety streamer. And if it's even modern or retro, I'll play it. So yeah, give me a follow. That is twitch.tv/JarveyRocks. And if you do miss a stream, then I will upload a playthrough of a game here on this channel as well. So yeah, and subscribe. I also do this podcast, single player report podcast. So yeah, there'll also be a playlist to the other episodes. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.